Alright, here we are. Hello everybody, and welcome to our Project Terra game dev stream. I'm Felix aka Laxon, I will do the game development, and with me in the voice chat today is Stefan aka Regiden.
Hello.
There was also supposed to be Henning here, you know, Geflügel, but he's late, I guess. Maybe he fall asleep or something. He's fallen asleep. Flora will also show up later, so it's not just the two of us, but yeah, for now it's just us. Also no soundbot today because it's broken again for whatever reason, but we do have music, so let's resume the music.
The music.
Which is called Pause Off. Here we go. I bet he's busy playing gacha games, I hope not. Okay, we got a couple subscriptions, so let's get over this first. So we got one by EL2022 saying howdy y'all, subscribe for 21 months already, and yeah, that's it. Okay. Also a number first time viewers. Hello everyone. So for those who are here the first time, the way our game dev streams work is that I will work on something and usually we talk about stuff in parallel. And if you have any questions about whatever, you can ask that in the chat. Just make sure to write at Relic Fish Games or at Regiden or at somebody from our team here. And yeah, because otherwise we often miss questions, unfortunately. Yeah, and otherwise, today I want to work on puzzle mechanics. In particular, we already have one puzzle mechanic implemented, which will probably look very familiar to something that you know from Crosscode. But they don't have proper graphics, and I want to work on that today. I want to add proper graphics, so it's easier to, so it looks nice, right? Because you will see like the graphics we have right now are not really all that advanced.
I was thinking of something you could show. You could show the catcher mechanic.
Oh yeah, maybe I can do that. Yeah, because if I show you this puzzle element, it might seem like we are just recycling all the puzzle elements from Crosscode. That's actually not exactly true. We will use some similar mechanics, and that's one example where we do something that's similar, but we will try to add a new twist to it, so it's not exactly the same. No, I never considered lily pads a puzzle element. It was just a platform.
Yeah, that's just a platform.
There's a question. Is it using the same engine or an entirely new, different one? That's actually, the game is based on a new engine that we wrote from scratch, but it's very much a successor of the Crosscode engine. So we just looked at the Crosscode code and made it better, hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, by the way, Felix, did you see I the performance on the field planes?
I saw your commit. I didn't test it yet. I'm not sure.
It should be much faster now.
Okay.
Like in my testing, it was really much faster.
Did you do any tests? If it's really faster?
Yeah, I did some testing, and it was like a third faster, I would say, which is a lot.
That is actually quite decent. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so first of all, the game is not starting, but this is possible because I just updated my code base. Let's try it again. What is happening? Here we go, that looks better. Yeah. Also, I should switch to the desktop view so you can actually see what I'm doing. And we got another subscription by iRobin591 saying Leasmak, who also subscribed for 53 months already. Thank you.
Leer smug indeed, my friend.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. Maybe I can start, but just because in the last stream, I did work on Parallax stuff, if you remember. Just want to show you this is not working, even though it doesn't look pretty. You know, it's still very broken, but at least it's there. Just wanted to show that quickly. We still need to work on proper graphics, so still couldn't get to this. But you know, like in theory, we now have Parallax backgrounds. Yay! That's something that happened. And in addition, yeah, recently I've been working a lot on puzzle stuff, like trying to implement some mechanics, polishing a few things, and a lot of this is about the Chakram. So maybe I can show this here. I hope this is not in a too broken state. I will just delete this enemy. Oh, I'll just leave it here. That's okay. Yeah, maybe I can show you then what we did regards to puzzles.
Yeah, by the way, did you ever show the Parry attack?
Oh yeah. I don't think so. Maybe I can show that too.
It's not functioning right now, but I mean, like, it's functioning. It doesn't do any hits, right?
Yeah, okay.
But it feels pretty cool.
So this here is the power or puzzle element. I'm not even sure I've shown the power or puzzle element. I don't remember. But I think I did. It's kind of like a bit like a mini golf, yeah, where you're supposed to shoot this one element.
No, it's element. A soccer ball, Felix. Alright, okay. German heritage.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, it's too large for a golf ball anyway, so. But yeah, the thing about the Chakram is that you can catch stuff with it. And the new behavior is actually, we changed things a bit. You can actually now, you have one special button that you need to press, and then you just throw the Chakram at something and it's catching it. And then you can throw it to a new position based from this point. So that's one of the new mechanics. And another mechanic that I implemented recently is the projectile catcher, and this one is funny because you shoot something at it and it's just stuck there. And what you can do then is shoot it from this position to a new position. Like I say, okay, just go this way, and it shoots from this position to the new position. And you can of course shoot it from one catcher to another catcher, as much as you want really. So that is one of the new mechanics for Terra. You saw it here first. Probably will stay because I already know so many puzzles we can do with this. I already have so many ideas. And now if you combine those two mechanics, because that's the thing we will do with Project Terra, of course, again, we will have basic mechanics like this and you can combine them. So what can you do? You know, this one you can shoot it normally too. Then we can use the Chakram, catch it, and then we can move it from catcher to catcher until we reach the target, and puzzle solved. And the cool thing about this is it's actually not timing based, and I think it's a lot more forgiving in terms of aiming precision, because you don't need to find the perfect angle, you just need to shoot at something, then it's stuck and it can move around, take your time, think about options, and then go to the next one. So it's a lot less strict about timing, but I'm sure it will give you a lot of fun puzzles still. So I hope people will like it. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about this. And of course you can also attack enemies with this too.
I think it even does more damage if you caught
Yeah, it actually does when you have a power orb, and that's because Henne implemented something that the power orb also does damage. So if you hit it, the Chakram with the power orb, they both do damage. We can actually avoid that, it's not a big deal, but I'm not even sure if the power orb is supposed to do damage, so I'm not...
I mean, I think it's funny.
Okay.
It's sort of expected.
Okay, I mean, we can keep it too, obviously.
I even have a puzzle idea for it. We have an enemy that's charging really, really fast, like healing itself really, really fast. And you need to
use the power up to make more damage. I'm not sure that works. Because this is such a subtle difference that just having... You might use it to break it. That always works well. Like you can say if you hit it with a power up, you break it. Or something like that. This might be an option, yeah. Anyway, we got a comment by Sunslayer KD saying your puzzle design crosscode was so great, and then how it all came together in this year was so very satisfying. Just an amazing accomplishment. Can't wait to see all the options you will come up with Project Terra. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean we have some how do you say, some footsteps to fill with crosscode, right?
Shoes.
Huh?
We have shoes to fill.
Shoes to fill, that's the one. I don't know, mate. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's one of the mechanics. Of course, there's push pullables too. Are they broken still? I don't know, they look better now. Apparently there's still some physics related issues though. Yeah. Yeah, but I will work on something different today. Should I show, quickly show the Parry? I can do that. Let's go to some ball enemies. Here we go. Okay, here we go. A couple of enemies. Let's see if I can actually parry. How do you parry again?
R.
It's R. Yes, that's all. Okay.
At least for...
Yeah. No! I'm not good enough. Here we go. And then I need to press, right? Okay, let's try it again.
Yeah, then you press attack and you execute it.
Yeah, I'm not good enough.
Obviously, it's messing flashy effects and maybe also a little bit of a slowdown.
Does it work with sword? Do I have to press immediately or?
Yeah, sword and then attack.
Okay, let's see. Somehow it doesn't work. Do I need to let go of R first?
That might be.
I have to. That's maybe something we should avoid, I think.
Yeah,
people should not be able to release R. Yeah, but that's the theory anyway. Attack is still a placeholder, but yeah.
I'm having the Kingdom Hearts style HP were thanks. It's not strictly speaking Kingdom Hearts inspired.
I mean, it's Kingdom Hearts just on the other side of the screen, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just developed that way, actually, right? I mean.
Yeah, it developed that way. It was a circle in the beginning.
Yeah. Mind is already blown by just being able to attack things on different heights. Yeah, that's actually one of the big changes for Projectile, which automatically will make the puzzles very different, I feel like, because being able to shoot up, you have a lot more options. We also have to be more careful with constraints, but I'm actually pretty confident that we can still do cool puzzles. Yeah, there's combos. I mean, there's like our good old sword combo.
There's a delay combo, there's a mash combo, there are charge attacks.
Those enemies just die too quickly.
And you will be able to unlock those on a skill tree. Of course. If anyone has ever played Neo, you already know what's coming. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Play Neo.
Okay. So, okay, this is what I will be working on today. Let's see if it still works. Looks good. You see that? It's You know this puzzle element? Oh no! Yunus shot up in the air. That's Henne. He always does stuff like this. I don't know. Yeah, so this was implemented by Henning, and my task for today is giving those proper graphics, because those are very placeholder-esque. And we actually already have a rough concept for how they look like. And it's a bit like this, kind of crystal-like. A bit like, how do you call this crystal again? Bismuth?
Bismuth.
Bismuth. Something like this. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're working on today. It will actually be more pixel-esque. More pixel art will happen today than coding. So now I just need to be able to find some document.
Neo. Yeah, Neo 2. Specifically Neo 2. I mean, Neo 1 is also great, but Neo 2 is definitely chef kiss. Too bad the new game from Team Ninja isn't really that great. Or maybe it is great in some regard, but it's not so great in others.
Okay, first I will create a small map so I have a better context. Maybe I can also show our new dungeon tile set, which is still work in progress.
First dungeon tile set, chat. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
you can be somebody if you believe it. If you believe it, you can be somebody.
Oh no. Oh no, let's not start with that again.
You should make a puzzle where it's just like a tile puzzle on the ground and you can walk past it. What? I feel like I'm missing parts of the sentence.
Maybe a tile puzzle where you can shift around tiles.
To like make a mosaic thingy?
Yeah, no, like the most difficult puzzle in Lufia. Which was one of those tile sliding puzzles.
I remember that there was one puzzle I didn't realize you could hold a button to turn around, right, without moving.
Oh.
So I was stuck for a while.
Okay.
When I first played the game, I remember that. Hello from T. Hello from G.
Hello from L. I'm L because I'm Luxen. That's unfortunate that my letter is L. Okay. I couldn't finish both Lufia 1 and 2. Yeah, Lufia 1 was never released here in Germany. We only got Lufia 2.
Yeah, we only.
And it was called Lufia.
Yeah. And it had one of those comics attached to it in the magazine. It had a guidebook. I remember.
Kraken OS asked, are you set on the global word of the game? Will it be kinda like crosscode? I mean the ambience. I'm not exactly sure what you mean with ambience.
You said,
I think there will be similarities. There will also be a few differences. I mean, the graphic style will be a bit different compared to crosscode, a bit more flat shaded. But there will be a lot of nature in our environments. There will also be parts with less nature. There will be dungeons. There will be towns and villages. I mean, the things you would expect.
Yeah,
Who's there?
I think
Who's
it's like
there?
the setting.
It's
The
Henning.
setting is completely different.
Yeah, the setting is very different. It's not an MMO this time. Hi, Henne.
Hello. Sorry for being late. I had to buy a horse, but the horse markets were open 5 minutes late. 20 minutes late. Half an hour late.
What? A horse?
Yes, I had to
It's
buy a
probably
horse.
some VTuber reference.
Yeah,
probably.
definitely. There's so many horse VTubers.
Uh,
I mean, there
okay.
might be. I'm not sure, but I don't know many. Wait, there is this one who's actually
Oh my
a
god, no,
VTuber.
no, no, this wasn't an invitation. Stop
no,
it.
no, no, no.
Oh
Wait,
shit.
This is going
And
somewhere.
Stefan, we have to do something about the stupid restart option. I just restarted. I just restarted
Oh,
with
yeah.
WebKit.
You mean the right click thing, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This
I
sucks.
mean, I
Okay.
think what you can do is
You can probably just make a global listener that just blocks right clicks full stop. Like the context menu is always stopped by default. I think this works. Even because sometimes we replace it, but you can make an event there so that kind of catches the last instance and says, okay, no context menu. Never. Maybe we can do that. Or maybe that's a better option. Anyway, I just lost my map. So this sucks.
yeah, it's such a stupid thing that for some
Yeah.
reason you go out of the screen, you let go of the button, and it registers it as context menu, even though you technically out of the window range. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I think I have an idea. The only downside, we can completely disable it. That is true. The
Yeah.
only downside is that you can't debug the HTML as easily.
Oh.
But what we can do is only have the context menu open if you hold Control and Shift. Then, if not, stop the propagation. That should work.
What was the proclamation?
Propagation. It shouldn't pass down the event. Prevent default and stop propagation and stuff.
Okay, let's start again.
That sucks.
Anyway, Hannah, today I'm working on the ether bulbs.
What? No way. Why?
Yes, because I want to give them crystal-like graphics.
Oh, right. They want to. They should have graphics that are actually
Yeah.
graphics and not standard and test graphics.
Yeah, exactly. So
Wow.
that's cool today.
Thanks to Geschmacksmann for 27 months of loyalty to our Twitch entertainment program. That helps us fund
entertainment
more
system.
games, like the games you like.
Totally.
Also,
I'm safe already.
Wolfwalk 34 subscribed for 33 months with Prime, which is a special thing. Hi everybody in chat. Laxen, Resident and G-Flügel. Did you already have on the Nintendo eShop shutdown on Wii U and 3DS? I'm filthy consumer and shackled by my nostalgia. I actually have heard about people being very nostalgic about a lot of games there, but I haven't really paid much attention.
Okay,
Yes.
I almost missed it, obviously, but Persona non grata says hello from Paris. You know who this is?
Persona non grata?
Yeah, that's that's Paris.
Is that, I somehow I assumed that already.
Yeah,
It's Patricia on a Handelsreise.
yes. In Paris of all
Yeah.
places right now.
Is she actually in Paris?
Yeah, she actually is.
I mean,
I'm alone at home.
isn't she actually? I mean,
Party
if she's
people.
called Parisa, isn't she always kind of in Paris? Huh? As in her mind is shackled
In
to
spirit.
the body of Parisa.
What?
Oh, there's a question. Hi everyone.
She's
Okay,
she
did you
embodies the
already have your
concept of
shop?
Paris. That's Paris.
We already talked about the shutdown of the eShop.
That's
I have
it.
to be honest, I don't care.
I mean, it is a big
All these
thing.
games probably gonna get re-released for $60 again at some point.
Hopefully, they get some re-release at some point, at least the good ones.
You
I
heard it
mean-
here first, Chad.
I do wonder. I mean, did they actually do something for to keep this one Fire Emblem game playable, like outside of or rather in the US at least? Because you might remember this one Fire Emblem game that came after Awakening, Fates, had like this very questionable release policy of basically releasing two separate editions with two separate stories and when you beat both of them, after you of course bought both of them separately, you needed to go to the eShop to basically be able to play the true ending of the game by buying another add-on for money, of
You
course.
think that's worse? Ever heard of a game called Dot Hack?
I know. It's not the only game that did that, but Fire Emblem Fates is like
Or
a
have you ever
rather
heard of Pokemon?
Pokemon. Yeah, but for Pokemon, you never had to buy.
Yeah, there was a yellow edition. Come on.
Yeah, but that was way before the eShop. I mean, I was more like basically for this Fire Emblem game, which was also a rather popular game because it came after Awakening. You basically needed the eShop to get the true ending of the entire game.
By the way, you don't really need it. I played the true ending without. I just played once of one of them.
Yeah, in Europe it's different. In Europe they actually released everything as one game. It's just in the US and I think in Japan as well. They did the whole 2 editions plus eShop 3rd edition thing. That's why it's. Yeah, I mean, of course, we in Europe, it's not as bad for us because we just got all the games in one. But for the poor Americans that don't have healthcare and also don't have this game in one, yeah, it's like bad. It's very bad. Also, hi Parallax. Oh, this test map's getting fancy.
Yeah, I'm wasting time currently. In case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to do Pixar.
See, Bill Fork 34 says you cannot get the DLC for Fates after the shutdown. So I got myself last chance, unless you're in Europe or at least in Germany.
Unless possibly.
Unless, yeah. I mean, I assume that Fates will not Fates. Yes, Fates. Actually, Fates will get some form of re-release because Fire Emblem still is a very, very popular IP and yada 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 yada. What is this software? It is our editor, our own editor.
We did this.
Please don't steal.
We made this. I made this. Just to some degree. Okay.
Yes. They did the 3 version thing everywhere with Fire Emblem Fates. They just released a special edition that was sold out immediately. That had everything on one card. Revelations only had more. Yeah, but I think they only sold the 3 edition on one card thing in Germany. I don't think they even did the separate thing here.
I definitely didn't buy a separate thingy.
Yeah, because they assumed like, oh yeah, this was a really unpopular choice in the US. So in Europe they just only did.
But I have to say, I brought it much later than it was released.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's the
because
thing.
I hated Three Houses so much that I wanted to get back to the Awakening days, and I skipped that DS game. Turns out it was not that good.
By the way, since we are
Yeah, okay.
talking about strategy RPGs and stuff, I've been playing more triangle strategy.
Oh yeah, triangle strategy.
Yeah.
The Salt and Iron Wars, right?
Yeah, Sword and Iron Wars. That's
So who's winning? Salt or Iron?
this look like Sword is currently in a tricky spot.
Okay, interesting.
It's actually it's kind of cool. Like I like how this kind of like word is somewhat more believable in that there's a lot about economy and stuff is kind of involved, even though it's not. It's really simplified, obviously, I would argue. But the game is kind of interesting in that it gives you a lot of choices, and I'm not even sure how much impact those choices have yet. And I always had this feeling I'm going down the path of the idiot who always tries to do the right thing, and if I would be in a Game of Thrones show or something like this, I'd probably get a very bad ending because I would be enemies with everyone, but it doesn't look like the game goes that way. Which
interesting.
I would have thought that would have been sort of cool, but no. Might be a nice happy ending, maybe. Still. But I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's a good game. Actually, I think what I like most about the game is actually the combat. Because this is actually, it's really good strategy combat overall. I mean, I don't know a lot of games. I only know Final Fantasy Tactics in a similar genre. Like I played the PlayStation game and the Game Boy Advance games. But they're quite creative in that some of the battles it's not about defeating all the enemies, but you actually just and most of the time it's about defeating all the enemies, but sometimes you also have to make sure they don't run away or they don't conquer a certain area. And they just use the environment in many interesting ways. There's like one guy, like his one big skill is actually building traps, and he just builds a trap to when an enemy enters, the enemy is just pushed in one direction. And he can use this to make them fall down somewhere. And in some battles, this can be a huge advantage, really. And I had like one of these battles where everyone was on a tiny platform. If you were falling down from the platform, there was just spikes down there, and you could still walk up, but it would take you forever, and you would lose a lot of time and lose a lot of HP. So if you are able to push down enemies, it was a huge advantage. The problem is the enemy had 2 guys and 2 mages who could do that, and the mages especially that could just do one wind thing and push 3 of your party members down if you didn't find a way to prevent this. So this was actually surprisingly tricky. But also, yeah, like there's a lot of options on how to avoid that too. So, yeah, so that's cool stuff. I really like the combat. That actually is a lot of fun overall, I think.
I mean, FFT kind of combat was always kind of fun. It was just that
Yeah.
I think the main problem I had with FFT at Advanced back then was that it just felt very easy usually, because you tend to have very superior units to your enemies, and the enemy AI was not that good, so you could trick them very easily.
At least I can say there are some battles in Triangle Strategy which, at least to me, were really tricky. There was one battle in particular, maybe it's spoiling a little bit, but let's just say if you really wanted to have an advantage, you actually had to sacrifice something, which had a long-lasting effect in the story, at least only visually, but it was there, and you would see, oh no, I had to sacrifice that thing.
No,
but if you wanted to do this battle without doing that, it probably would have been very hard. I tried and I couldn't do it, and I had to do at least sacrifice one thing, so I could actually beat that battle. So there was a battle like this at least, and the one which I was saying about this platform, that one was pretty tricky too. So, and I'm only playing on normal. There's also a hard difficulty. So,
Hi there.
hi.
Hello.
So I wouldn't call it too easy personally. I think it's a pretty good difficulty. Personally,
But maybe, Felix, maybe
maybe I just suck.
maybe it's a skill. Maybe it's just skill issue.
Yeah, I mean that's possible.
Hello, Flora.
How are you all doing?
We are doing extremely well,
I'm doing.
extraordinarily well.
I'm
There's
doing
nothing
stuff.
left of us.
Nice to hear.
How are you
I'm
doing?
doing not so well.
Oh,
I felt sick the whole day.
oh
And
shit.
I basically slept until maybe an hour ago.
Oh no.
And I went to bed at, 3 a.m.? I was only awake to take my meds and went to sleep again.
Oh yeah,
damn.
it's days like those are very frustrating.
I wanted to play Diablo today, but I couldn't.
Right, there's a Diablo game.
Yeah, I never played one, so
Oh really?
give it a try. Mm.
Well, I hope things will be better soon again.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so too. I just made microwave dinner.
Oh, well, I mean, sometimes you just
Yeah.
need quick dinner.
It's buttered chicken and rice. That sounded really good.
Okay. I think I'll make it a little bit faster. I wanted to have it a bit slower compared to the Tesla, but not that slow. But yeah. Anyway, so first I will create some alternative graphics, and I think then the stream might be over. But if not, then I will create some more effects and implement things.
Oh, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
realized something.
What?
Because I was late, no one did a proper... Oh, wait,
Oh.
no. No one did a proper
Noma
Discord
did
thing.
the announcement in Discord.
no.
But then again, there's an event in Discord, so I'm not even
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's kind of not repetitive, but redundant, yes.
Mm.
By the way, there's a lot of Donkey Kong country music
Yeah.
in the playlist, right?
It's just, yeah,
Nice.
this playlist likes Donkey Kong Country music.
Nice.
Also, I subscribed.
What?
You did?
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
Floor subscribed for
subscribed.
53 months saying this is getting repetitive. That's true.
Repetitive.
No, it's not PP, Hannah. Stop it.
What? How could it not be PP? Maybe it's
So I
because
recently played through the second Zero Escape game, Virtuous Last Reward,
Hmm?
and my god, this is big brain shit.
What
So
kind of
good.
game is this?
So the Zero Escape rooms are kind of a what's it called? What we did on my birthday, the escape rooms. Mhm.
Hmm? Yeah.
They're kind of like escape room puzzles, but it's all combined in a big game, it says. So in the first game, there are 9 people.
Hmm.
Each one has a bracelet, like a watch on their wrist, and with a number on it.
Hmm.
There are so 9 people, 9 numbers.
Oh, is this
And-
this 999 game?
Yes, it's the 999
Oh,
game.
yeah, I played that once a long time ago.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, that one was very cool. So there's more games in the series.
Yes, and
Oh.
they continue each other. Like there are
Damn.
3 games, and they form a big thing.
On what platforms can you play them?
So originally they came out on
Every platform.
Every.
DS and 3DS, but nowadays you can get it everywhere, I think.
Also Steam?
I bought. Yep, I play it
Wow.
over Steam.
Yeah, that's actually something I would like to play as well sometime.
Oh yeah, I can wholeheartedly recommend that. It's really fun. I bought all 3 Zero Escape games and the 2 AI Somnium games, which is another series from the same creators, basically. And yeah, I bought them all together in the sale.
Hmm.
That was worth it. And yeah, now I started Zero Time Dilemma. Someone says Zero Time Dilemma was disappointing though. Actually, I'm having a lot of fun with it right now. The animations are not very good. I like the character designs, but yeah, the animations are not so good. I think the first one still looked the best, like the character art. The second one used 3D models too, but they're okay. They're not the best, not the worst.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can easily get immersed, so I'm into those games.
Sounds cool. Might be another game I could actually play with Parisa again.
Play
Mm,
Ghost Trick
mhm.
with her, Felix.
Hmm?
Play Ghost Trick with her.
Ghost
Right.
Trick. How can you play Ghost Trick? Is it also available everywhere now?
I think it's at least available on Play Store, right?
Ghost Trick would be nice again. That was a really cool game.
Ghost Trick, I still need to play too. I only saw a part of it on a friend's stream.
Yeah, definitely play it. Ghost Trick is amazing.
Mm.
I mean, it has this kind of, Ace Attorney vibe, but it's, I don't know,
Made
in
by
some
the same
way,
people.
in one way, it's kind of cooler because the mechanics are really fun. I mean, it's not a lawyer game; it's very different in that regard. And I don't know, like the story is like also, big mind blow moment at the end. So that was very good. Okay.
HD remaster's coming.
Yeah, see, that's what I meant. I'm pretty sure it's on the Play Store, like on the Google Play Store. But there's an HD remaster coming.
Oh, okay. I will wait for that. That sounds good.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so let's do this.
Well, it's Resident Evil 4 remake came out.
I saw a lot of tweets about this, yeah.
People seem to really like it.
Persona non grata says hello again. Hello! Greetings to Paris.
Nice.
Okay. It's time to do crystals. Pink crystals. Oh yeah. Suddenly everyone is quiet.
No,
What happened? What happened?
What happened?
What happened? That's okay. I will just paint my crystals.
Yeah, say something, or else. Well, focus. I'm playing Final Fantasy 14. I need to stay focused.
Yes, I'm gonna
Mission
play
of
Duelist.
grinding. That's
Just kidding.
most important.
I haven't played Duelist in like a week or so, Felix. Why?
Because you spent your time in a meaningful way. Congratulations.
No, you would think that.
Oh no.
But no,
Okay,
I
I
realized
need-
again that Duelist is a badly designed game. That's the only problem.
Okay.
I'm not winning all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely bad game.
Yes.
That's better.
So I had no. Are you guys making bridges by models or just map geometry? We have a figure system and we built a bridge from different figures together, which could be like you could mark them together, and it's something we talked about, that we could make models by putting figures together and like saving them in prefabs. But most of the time, I don't feel it's necessary so far.
To do what?
Like,
Sorry, I didn't fully listen.
Like when we make like bridges, for instance, right?
Yeah.
We don't use one giant model, but we use different figures put together, made up of props and scalables.
I was thinking of having maybe working on meta figures, but it's actually more work than you would think. At least when I thought about it a bit, I realized, man, that's too much work. I don't feel like it.
Also, like from building the homes, right? I noticed I'm not using this at all.
Yeah, the thing is, for the most part, you tend to tweak things to make it more unique every time you do something like this. And there might be repeating objects. I mean, sometimes I feel like, you know, you have those small figures and you have the problem is sometimes you have two figures, but they're actually very similar and you just repeat some of the content. So that's when I thought, if I could just create a base figure and reuse it inside the figure, that would remove some redundancy. So that might be useful, but yeah, in the end it's not so bad, and it's didn't feel like it. Maybe this will change in a few months or years. And then I decide, you know, like half a year before release, I decide to add this feature. And then we are like, why did we not do this earlier? And I don't know, like. By the way, somebody asked here, has anybody here played Limbus Company? And I know that Hannah did that. He wrote me about this.
Who asked that?
I don't know, somebody in chat. Not too long ago.
Yeah, but I don't, wait.
DVN Infinity.
Oh, right, up here. Yes.
DWN.
Yeah. Yes, I actually am playing that at times. Felix, so much for doing something useful with your time. Because Felix, did you know there's this game called Limbus Company?
What is this actually? What kind of game is this?
It's a gacha game.
Oh shit! Oh god. Okay.
But actually, Felix.
Actually,
it's not as bad. It's not super Well, I have to choose my words very carefully here. It's not super time intensive actually.
Okay.
And it's Stefan, you do know Library of Runa, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding you. I'm in a raid. Well, give me like a second.
He's in a raid.
Now.
Ah, okay. He's doing.
I'm raiding.
See, Stefan also does useful things with his time.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, but it's you do maybe know Project Moon, right? Not to be confused with Type Moon.
I do know actually Lobotomy Corporation.
Yeah, right.
Is that from this?
Yes, it's the same company and it's the same shared universe basically.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Lobotomy Company, then Library of Runa, and now it's Limbus Company. And Limbus Company has, I would say, it is a gacha game. It is a gacha game, and you can say that. However, first of all, it's also available on Steam, which is nice because I have problems like putting stuff on my mobile devices because fucking Arknights is big enough already. Secondly, the gacha is not super necessary and not super intrusive compared to like most other gacha games. And it's also rather convenient in terms of how like the day-to-day grind works. Like you don't need to log in like so many times each day and do stuff to be like to have like an efficient grind and whatever. Okay. It's actually rather user-friendly in that regard. And I gotta say, at the very start, I was really low on this game. I mean, I was very hyped before it came out, but then I was really low after the first hours of gameplay because of a lot of things missing. The UI wasn't all that great, or the the UI was okay, but the control and stuff was not that great on PC.
Let's see.
And also the combat system was rather brainless, and it still kind of is. But first of all, it is not super tactical all the time because like it wants to be rather quick because it's also a gacha game, blah blah. But they did a few changes that make it a lot better, despite it only being very, very small changes, because they allow for small tactical choices that I really like, and also the combat system just looks really, really good. In terms of like the, it's hard to describe what I mean, but it looks good in that you do like your commands, and then like combat happens basically. All the units from both sides basically clash. That's also the official term. And the clashing just looks really cool. Like you basically give your commands and then the clashing happens. And basically units from both sides just run over the battlefield and attack each other, stuff like that. And that's just very, very nice to look at. It has a nice feel. Good visual feel. The sound design is really, really good. Tons of fun.
I see.
Yes. Yeah, Lobotomy Corp is a roguelite management sim. Rip all those hours, time for another run. I mean, the good thing about Lobotomy Corp is that you at least can easily restart a mission without any problems when it goes south. So 1 billion players. 1 more billion reviewers, right. Man, I love flipping coins. Yeah, it is very RNG heavy, but the thing is, it just kind of works. I don't know, man. And also, since it's a Project Moon game, the lore is just really, really good. The lore, the characters, the writing.
The lore is so deep.
Yes, it is very deep.
Deep lore.
I mean, it's not really deep, but it's just very cool. It has a good feeling to it. And Felix, you would love that.
Why?
There's a big emphasis on people using the power of the concept of things.
Okay. That sounds like Type Moon. I thought it wasn't Type Moon. What's going on?
Yes, it's very funny. It is Project Moon, not Type Moon, and it's Limbus Company, not Fate Go. And in Limbus Company, the characters are based on literary characters, not to be confused with Fate Go, where the characters are based on literary characters and historical characters, and it's especially funny because in both games you have Odysseus as a character. So I think so, at least. I'm not sure if Fate Go... Does Fate Go have Odysseus?
Deep lore is important.
Yes, it does have Odysseus. And guess what? It's a girl. No, it's not a girl, actually. It's not a girl. In Fate Go, Odysseus is not a girl. But in Limbus Company, he is a girl.
Alright, that one nut girl makes all the difference.
Yeah. No, and I'm not making excuses for Fate Go. I mean, come on, it's a waifu game. And Limbus Company, at least, is 50% male, 50% female. So it's...
Oh, that sounds balanced.
Yeah, the thing is, actually, there's only 12 characters in the game, and there won't be more, I think. But the stuff you gacha for are basically alternative identities for those characters. That's how it works. Which is it's a really clever system in ways that I don't want to explain here because it would be very boring to listen to if you don't watch if you don't play it. But yeah, there's a lot of like literary characters that have been turned into women at times, but I can kind of see it because otherwise it would all be men, I think, and that would also be boring. So you have like the main character from Moby Dick, but it's a very cute girl with freckles and red hair. I approve very much.
Let's talk about something else.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree. It's nice.
Let's
But
talk
one
anything.
thing, just one more thing, Felix.
No.
Did you actually listen to the music tracks?
No. But I do know that Lobotomy Corp has some pretty cool music.
Yeah, it's true. Lobotomy Corp also has some really good music. But the good thing about Limbus Company is it has like it's not super original, but it has like somewhat dynamic music in that the music changes when you are basically about to win the game, or when ton of enemies are staggered and stuff. And some of the player is winning music is really, really nice. That's why I sent it to you. And also
Maybe I will
same
listen
for,
to it sometime.
it's only like a minute long for each track because
Yeah,
too long. Oh no, because the game loop is very quick. And
Yeah,
also it
nobody
has
got time for that.
it has a lot of good tracks by Millie, just like Ruina, who's a good music person who does good music. So yeah, it's a pretty good gacha game, especially for people who are not super hard into gacha, because it's light gacha, and it's fun. It has good aesthetics, fun combat system. Nice.
Still gacha, so
Aesthetics.
I'm gonna pass.
Act 2 casino music, yes, Act 2 casino music, amazing. Anyway, Stefan wanted to change the topic because he's in a raid and he wants to talk about raid stuff.
I don't want to talk about that.
But you wanted to change the topic.
Don't like project your desire to talk about your gacha games on me, alright? I never speak about the games I play on this stream.
Never.
No, never.
That happens.
Never.
Never.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Never
heard about
happened.
this game called Emblem? But there's one thing I want to note that is very important. It's a very general thing.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be more cute anime girls.
No, I think we have
No.
like really an inflation
There's-
of.
No, wait.
There's a
Anime.
lot.
Yeah.
I was not done with freckles.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There need to be more anime girls with the specific thing I want them to have.
Yes, I mean, yes, you are correct.
It's- okay.
What can I say? What can I say?
It's
No, but, it basically caused me to have like for a long time. Okay, let's rephrase it. My first goddamn! I want to search for fan art from this character.
Big mistake.
Moments that I had like for a long time, because it's very good to have that kind of character. And I will now send Felix a lot of those. No, I won't. Please, let's. Yes, Emily is good. And that is why CrossCode is a good game. I'm so glad I can get Radical Fish Games TM stream to waste a part of their lifetime to talk about Limbus Company. Yeah, you attacked the weakest link of the chain, which is me. Very strategically sound maneuver, I have to say.
Oh, I know what I can actually talk about.
Yes, please.
So, the company that made Neo made another game, right?
Yes.
All right.
But instead, Japan, it is China, right? 3 kingdoms and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, classic.
But the problem is, they somehow removed everything that made the loot system reasonable.
Okay.
And instead, you now have rarities, right? You can normally what you want is different rarities over time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you go deeper into the game, you get better rarities. That's how at least Neo did it. But this game just says, yo, by the way, you always want the highest rarity and nothing else matters. But you still get random loot. Which you will never use ever, because there's no item level. Instead, you upgrade your weapons, making your 4-star weapons even more powerful and even more unnecessary to do anything else. Crafting makes no sense. The entire loot system makes no sense anymore.
Okay.
But they still have it.
Wait, what game?
It's called Long Dynasty.
Yeah, and how long
I think
geht es?
Wolong is just Chinese for Neo.
Mhm.
I think it has the same meaning.
Echt?
Might be.
Yeah.
Really? Sorry.
And then they do
Pardon my
a
German.
game that's in Germany, and then it's just called, I don't know, the same thing in German, whatever Neo means.
What is
It's
new?
like
What does
an
it mean?
unknown, like a hero in the making, so to speak.
Okay, so in
Lehrling.
Germany, it would be
Yeah,
like
more like
Lehrling.
more like not even apprentice, more like someone who will become a notable person in history.
Okay.
Yeah, Volong, and it's just that they also removed entirely the weapon skill tree and any semblance of a combat system that you just have a mash button and then a special button which does the same attack, and then you have like 2 special attacks attached to your weapons. So sometimes you have a really cool and strong weapons, but it has absolutely stupid attacks. So that's your loot, I guess. But I will say, whenever you fight a human enemy, it's pretty cool. Because they basically copied Sekiro's what's it called? Like parry mechanic
Okay.
to the T. Like, damn, to the T.
Huh.
It's just much tighter because, well, it's Team Ninja. Everything has to be extremely hard.
Oh yeah. Oh dear.
But I enjoy the human fights. Like the big bosses, I don't know, like they are dead in 2 seconds. But the human bosses, they are challenging, and you really need to learn them. They have like 20 different attacks, and you need to learn all the different variations. Those are fun, but everything else, I feel it doesn't fit well together. Like in Neo, everything was like supplementing that loot system. You had like you could craft and get different modifiers on your loot. Like in the Volong game, you can modify every modifier slot on your weapon from the get-go. No unlock mechanic, so it feels very unrewarding because you can do everything right away.
Mm.
Oh man. Okay.
It's a bit sad because I like the combat animations. They are fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks that it's really just mashing.
Okay.
Mashing potatoes.
Like in Neo, you had like, press, wait a little bit, and then press the button to do a stronger version. Hold the guard key and press something to get a different attack. Switch stances. The entire stance system is gone. No more stances.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you have just one mash combo, not even like 3 mash combos for stances, you only have 1. And there are 4 different types of swords.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm not entirely sure.
Right, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, like, why is the straight sword, curved sword, double sword?
Swords are cool.
Similar? Yeah, swords are cool, but why is every sword the same?
Oh.
Like in Neo, you had a sword, a scythe that could transform into a glaive and into a saw blade. And every weapon had a unique mechanic that's also gone from this game. It's just a little bit, it just feels a little bit rushed to me. Because the game looks good, and it has like really cool human boss fights, but the loot system feels not very well thought out.
Oh boy.
That's bad.
And I mean, like, this for me the biggest selling point on the game in the beginning, like, it has a loot system. A loot system that was good. And even made you replay the game because like there were higher difficulty modes that had like new loot.
Give my game those endorphins for finding good loot.
Well, I mean, it is still fun. I just think it's not 70 euros fun, you know?
Oh man.
That's the big ask for... Like in Neo, I have like, what, 500 hours?
Dang.
But I'm done. I was done with this game in 30s and there's no reason to, like, continue playing.
Yeah. That's actually something I noticed recently is that Our publisher of CrossCode, they're now releasing their new game because they're also a developer.
What?
Guys,
Developer?
Atlas
this game,
Fallen.
you want to play this.
This actually
Which
looks really promising from what I saw. I mean,
I had the privilege of seeing a little bit more of it already.
ooh, okay.
What's the name noch again?
Atlas Fallen.
Atlas
Oh,
Fallen.
Atlas Fallen.
So you're telling me that Dex 13, the publisher that also and developer that publish CrossCode, is
Yeah.
soon releasing a game that's called Atlas Fallen, as I type it in chat right now.
Yes, Hannah, that is correct.
And just check out the gameplay trailer, and yes, it feels good.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good to hear from you. I mean, if you played it already. I'm not sure you're allowed to say that in public, but yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny this.
Okay. But yeah, so fingers crossed it's would be a good success for them.
Yeah. I also like their other games, so maybe my word doesn't carry as much, but I'm a sucker for those. Like, let's take the Souls formula, but add something on our own.
Yeah, even though it looks less like a Souls game this time, right?
I wouldn't say this.
It's funny because Michael once told me about how they want to change the mechanic that's less stamina based, but more like you fight and you get stronger as you continue fighting, and it looks like they did pretty much that, right? It's kind of like an overcharge system, sort of, where, I don't know, risk reward increases as you fight. Something like that.
I stole that from CrossCode.
Not really.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Okay, I think I will go away from this perfectly symmetrical shapes and go for something like this. I think it looks better for our perspective.
Oh, by the way, there's something really, something a bit adjacent to Limbus Company I just want to mention. Did you know that there's a lot of literature that has German roots?
Really?
Yes, because there's like, I think three characters that are based on German literature in the game. It's really funny. That's why they have like a lot of German words that like very randomly come out. Like, oh, wait, I need to find this quote again because it was really funny.
But by the way, Final Fantasy 14 has the nicest community.
Yeah, I've heard that it's very bad. Nice.
They
good things.
They like my entire raid was almost vibed here, but nobody's mad. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm new here, new first timer," and all we other people, we are like, "We're just bad."
Oh, you're telling me it's
We
better
just suck.
than...
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
So you're telling me it's better than your average World of Warcraft community?
Yeah, people are very understanding here.
Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Yeah, I found it. In some scene, you have like some guy randomly say Scheibenkleister. that made a Discord friend who also plays that game like add me and ask, "Hey, a question to the Germans here. What does Scheibenkleister mean?"
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, and I know what it means like from like in a casual conversation, but then I like looked
It's
it up.
window glue.
Yeah, but it's actually the way it came to be is actually that it's something that makes no sense or something.
Wow, okay.
Because Scheibenkleister is actually something that makes no real sense or something.
Maybe because it's a Scheibenkleister, because it's like it's was the fridge, you know?
Yes, right. That was the thing. I just found it again. Right. It's like what do you say for
fridge?
What do you say for? Yeah, fridge, right? Or for
fridge.
or shiitake or something. I mean, that's the example you
Shiitake.
normally use, but you know what I mean.
People should say shiitake. I have decided.
Yeah. Yeah, I just know it because a certain streamer
Especially
I
when
follow
someone has
says,
a shit take.
should take, yeah.
A shiitake. I'm
Shiitake.
sorry. Please. Language.
Shine on, right?
Try.
Oh wow! I just ate one of the Torello things you sent.
Oh. This is
and
good.
tastes really good. Mm.
Glad to hear that.
Orello.
Yeah, you know this fancy box that we send to all the Radical Fish Games employers.
Ah,
Yeah.
the pistachio box.
Pistachio
Yeah.
box.
Because Flora didn't get hers because DRL messed up.
Oh no.
They couldn't read my handwriting or just ignored it. I don't know. So Flora got hers during Cross Week.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why. I've never really
Hmm.
understood what the point of that was, but it's nice.
Now you understand.
No, I understand. Right. Okay.
Endgame is completely garbage. Wait, what? What game? We're talking
Yeah,
about guys.
Genshin Impact, I assume.
Genshin Impact.
Does it
Yeah,
have
I
any-
mean,
Oh,
Does it
I
have
never played
Endgame?
Endgame. To be
I'm
honest,
very
I
glad
only play story and then I'm like out.
yeah, I
to the
can
next
understand that.
update.
I mean, I played Genshin for like 2 months or so, maybe. And I played it like in a way that I usually play gacha games, that I also try to do a bit of the daily stuff like that. And at some point I was just burned out from that game. And it's just like, it's not even that I spent that much time on it. It's just that doing the dailies in that game was just so fucking tiresome. So yeah, I stopped
I mean,
it.
that's what the game is supposed to be, right? Like, it is like almost every Asia grinder is like that.
Yeah.
Very
That's it.
grindy in the end. Oh, I
And-
died. Oops.
But at some point, I just realized, man, this really is Breath of the Wild, but worse, but with gacha. And then I was like, nah, come on.
Yeah.
Especially when the combat system felt like you were falling into the same like same
Repeated.
rut every time. Yeah. And I don't know. It's not a bad game, but it just.
I stopped playing it because the gacha, I realized it was asking for too much of my time.
Yeah, and the
same.
gacha was also pretty bad in that it was very, very stingy in giving you characters. Like, I played it for like those 2 or 3 months, and I only got like one of the highest rarity characters, and I think I got a second at the very end. I was like, man, this is so fucking annoying. Piss off.
That's unlucky because I got
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I was also very unlucky in the game, I think. Which is funny because I'm apparently very, very lucky in Limbus Company so far, so that's nice.
I hate gacha mechanics, you guys.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, especially if you have games like Xenoblade 2 where you really wouldn't need it, but they decided, hey, wouldn't that be cool? No, it would be stupid. Don't do this.
Don't even think about it.
Felix, did you consider
No.
that
No.
having a gacha game like this, a gacha mechanic, that's not even going after your money,
Yeah.
that it might actually add some spice to the gameplay, because it kind of randomizes what kind of resources you can access, and thus
And thus.
your game playthrough will be different than the game playthrough of your neighbor who also plays Xenoblade.
Oh my gosh, do I need this? I mean, I'm
Maybe
not
not.
even playing. You're talking to somebody who doesn't even play any online games because I feel like I don't have the time for that and I don't want
Yeah,
this.
that's true.
If I open my JRPG, I don't expect a game that I play that encourages me to play multiple times because every time it's somewhat different. I don't want this.
Right, Felix, did you consider that the gacha game is just it's just kind of a loot system with a bit more spice to it?
What?
No.
And when
No.
and when you pull, you taste the spice.
No, I
The
mean,
spice.
the thing is, loots are not so freaking random because you know what kind of loot you get from enemies, and you just need the luck to actually get it. It's not like you give some resource somewhere and a whole bunch of stuff comes out, and if you're lucky, you get the stuff that you want. It's like freaking slot machines, yeah.
Not in games like Path of Exile or Diablo.
Yeah, that's something different.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean, like,
I also don't play those games. So
Yeah,
and you're talking to like a very narrow-minded single player game player. So that's why I always ignore all the requests to make cross-code online, because I don't play online games.
Yeah.
I don't.
You also don't. Also people don't really want that.
It's true.
It's not gonna be as good as you imagine. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, imagine an indie studio making an MMO. You know how many like workers games like Final Fantasy has?
I mean, then again, at least you have a game like Secret of Grindia that is very fun playing on online co-op.
Well, yeah, but it's a co-op game. It's not multiplayer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Online, like a massive multiplayer. Sorry.
Yeah, but the thing is, for crosscode, most people are asking for that kind of thing, at least, and not an MMO. I mean, the people who want an MMO out of crosscode are like, yeah, come on, no, that's not gonna happen in 100 million years.
Yeah.
We're good at single player games, and then...
Yes, that's fine.
That's the thing we do. We do single player games that take us 5 to 7 years to make. So that's
hopefully.
I mean, Diablo 4 took 11 years, Felix.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
RPGs take a long time.
Yeah.
They do.
Good RPGs. You can also go the Andromeda path, of course. Sell your soul to EA and then...
BioWare Magic.
BioWare Magic.
And that's also...
Yeah, they got too complacent.
Yeah, definitely.
Their work.
And now I'm coming back to it again, but one thing that is interesting on a meta sense about Limbus Company is that Project Moon is not a big company in a way. Like if you look at Lobotomy Corp, that started as a student game and is very, I mean, it has a lot of content, but you definitely see that it's a very small team indie kind of project. The sequel to that, like Library of Runa, has definitely more asset quality and stuff like that, and definitely more money and work put into it, because Lobotomy Corp was such a success. But even now with Limbus Company, it's still a very small team. And seeing a small team handle like the challenges that a live service gacha project has, that you have to manage in a entirely different way than a single player game that you release and then maybe put some updates out and that's it. It's really interesting to follow this for me personally.
There's something that you could consider is that the technology these days allows for
Oh yeah, definitely.
much, like just the other day, right? Epic held their keynote on Unreal and just showed how everything they brought up, basically, they now summarize in one thing called Fab. Yes, I know. And it contains every texture, every model, and everything, and you can use it all in the Unreal Engine. And the most ridiculous thing is you can use it in Fortnite. You can literally make Dark Souls in Fortnite now.
Oh, damn. Damn it. For some reason, when I hear Fortnite, I instantly, oh, haha, meme. Nice.
Hey, you gotta say what you want, but like the technology they built with this,
yeah, of course.
is
I mean, I'm not
insane.
I'm not shitting on the infrastructure they built. I mean, come on.
And like you can create like really like they have a solution for everything, right? Like global, they are like Lumen,
World Hunger.
they mega scans. Wait, what did Hannah said?
I just said because you said, oh, they have a solution for everything. And I said, oh, even for World Hunger.
Maybe if you set them on it, maybe they can. Who knows? You know?
I mean, that sounds like something like, oh yeah, Elon Musk will totally solve world hunger, but then he doesn't.
No, he doesn't need to. He just needs to give the people who want to solve it the
Yeah,
money.
yeah, but then he doesn't do that either. It's like this
And
one.
that's more like the problem.
It's like this one comic book meme about this one dude turning people into dinosaurs, and then Spider-Man saying, "Oh, but you could cure cancer with that technology." Yeah, but I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Because it's a supervillain.
exactly.
Comic
Oh
book.
my gosh.
Dinosaurs cure cancer meme. Yeah, I found it. It's
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like Fortnite started as this like base building thing with zombies attacking you. Then it got the Royale mode. And I think nowadays it doesn't even have that building mechanic in there anymore.
There's a mode, I think.
I should save.
Yeah,
before I
but
lose everything.
regardless, I mostly meant like, yeah, the technology makes it easier, but I mostly meant like it's still a lot of like logistical stuff and like hands-on human work that you need to do to keep to push out regular updates, to have to do community management and stuff like that for those kind of games. And I do find it interesting.
Warframe does it too, right? With a relatively small team.
Maybe, yeah, it might be true, but this is a game that I follow, so it's like interesting to.
They have like
see.
2 community workers. I see them on Steam sometimes. And they have like they just play with the community. Like they fire up the Xbox or the PlayStation and then they go and do some missions or something. And I think if you have one person dedicated to that, you know, then this can work really well.
No,
the problem is when, like, for us, for instance, right? We love the work. The marketing is maybe not our forte.
Nah.
I would say, and that's okay, you know. Yeah. I think we have enough talents on us.
I mean, we do decent community work, I guess, but more on the small scale of like, hey, we have our Discord server and we.
I mean, isn't
and
what we're doing here right now actually community work?
It is in a way.
Strictly speaking, so kinda it is. Hello community, how are you doing?
Hello community.
I'm the representative of the Redige Fish Games company. How do you like the progress I'm showing on our project?
And now you have to put out those
please like, subscribe. What?
Those normalized
like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, follow me on Patreon or something.
Yeah. No, you have to give out those normalized questionnaires where they can put like their satisfaction with point X on a scale from 1 to 5 and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, actually, one thing that I really loved about looping back as well about Neo, they did that. They did that for the alpha versions. They actually had a questionnaire at the end, and you could answer that, and they implemented those changes. They didn't do that for Wolong.
I mean, a lot of indie games, or not just indie games, a lot of games. I just saw it for many indie games doing that. That they put out those questionnaires in every few months for the bigger versions and things. And it is a good practice, I think, to do that. At least when you're actually interested in like user feedback at that point.
I mean, it is in this game. It was sort of a, like Neo when it first started. It was holy hell. It was even harder. The mechanics were even tighter. It was like truly Ninja Gaiden in there.
Ninja Gaiden.
But they made these changes that the community was like, all right, this feels a little bit iffy. And then the next better version, you saw all those changes and was like, yeah, nice.
Nice job, guys.
Actually, I think they probably already agreed on most of these. They probably already saw that and were like, oh yeah, we probably need to change that.
Yeah. Okay, I think I actually did some pretty decent pixel art, if I dare say so myself. I don't know. I do like those.
We are the community.
Hello, community. How are you doing? Hello, every ball.
I'm
community. I'm dead.
Oh no, Stefan's dead.
Would a crosscut questionnaire be like 500 lost people wishing for multiplayer? I mean, yeah, they could, but then we would still say no. It's just not who we are, right?
Yeah,
and it's just not. It's also not just not feasible. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing is like, yeah. I mean, we do listen to feedback, but there's always limits, right? And online is one of those that goes way beyond the limits. Even more than please implement all the character classes. That's another limit.
I would say that's even easier because we have already systems in place.
I mean, I'm saying like multiplayer is the worst, but I mean,
okay, yeah.
But character classes are also not really something we'll do.
Yeah, the game is done. New game.
The game is done anyway. Right.
One
Did
point
you
we should
know-
make
As
a
part of the community, I think you slayed the pixel art. Thank you. The community has spoken. I'm happy.
community has spoken.
I will just.
You choose.
Now I can always say,
wisely.
but the community said I slayed the pixel art, so
I
it must be good.
Yes. I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
No, please don't.
You did see that the new Resident Evil remake. How do you actually call that? Remake?
It's a remake.
It's a remake, yes,
Yeah.
not a remaster. It's coming out for Resident Evil 4, and it had like those really cute and funny old school anime shots.
Yeah.
Really cute. And also, I will blow your mind right now. They modeled like the characters in the game after real characters, right? And now this will blow your mind. The model
Literally. Yeah.
for Ashley, the president's daughter,
Yeah.
in real life is a cute girl.
Mind blown.
Yes. No, but what's actually somewhat interesting is that it's a rather popular cosplayer.
Okay.
That's
I was
really nice.
I was being afraid you were saying it's a VTuber, and I would have cut
What
that.
kind of sense would that make,
I don't know.
Felix?
I don't know, man. I'm so paranoid.
We are never sure with you.
I
I'm
assume
just paranoid, man.
there's quite a few cosplayers who are also VTubers, I assume, but I mean, I know of one, but still. Oh, and she's actually playing the game
Wow, that's cool.
and screaming a lot. Very cute. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Chad, I can already say the first village of Terra has been done. At least the base for it is done.
Oh yeah, Stefan
Nice.
was hard at work.
Details can now
And
be
it's
filled in.
it's actually one hell of a village if you think about it. It's like actually quite
It
large.
is.
How was this again? Yeah, the places will be a lot smaller in Terra. I think we mentioned this at some point.
Hey, alright, this is all... I'm not the one who started with the trees.
Yeah. But what?
Trees. Also, you said the buildings need to be 5 tiles high, so I need to have ample vertical height to compensate.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean,
It's
I'm not
my-
complaining, honestly. I think I do like I do like larger settlements.
Yeah, I think it came out really
Remember,
nicely.
I mean,
It was also-
at the very least, we will have less towns compared to.
It was
Perth,
also
so
Bergen
this-
Village,
helps.
remember?
Yeah, Bergen Village. Yeah.
We will have less what?
Villages, settlements in general.
Oh, yeah.
we will list towns and villages.
Oh right, I wanted to try something. Real quick.
And
By the way,
wait,
actually, there's something new I can show you. I did this secretly for the weekend. Not secretly. I mean, it's actually something we discussed. It's not really done yet because the editor is not really all that great. Right here it is, yeah. I implemented a camera bounce feature. Okay, I need to restart the game.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And it already works in principle, we just need a better editor to specify the area. It's maybe something you could implement, Stefan, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. I like it.
It's kind of like the
to.
point selector, only that you specify a 2D plane.
Kind of a horizontal or vertical line?
Like a rectangle on screen
Rectangle,
space.
Yeah. that should be
Okay,
possible.
let me this place again. Okay, but yeah, like here's how it works. Like when you enter, you see that the camera is now stuck to an area, and I go out again, and it's open again. And this is also useful for battles, because I feel like when you have battles like these where you're constrained to an area, you don't want the camera to be like centered at the edge when you're way at the edge. If you already know, okay, over there's nothing, it's just here. So that's why I want to use this for scripted battles as well, when you cannot move around freely. I think in Crosscode there were several occasions where I wished we had this, but we didn't.
I shall use it plentiful, especially in that one map.
Yeah, and that you can probably solve this case, but it's not 100% done yet, because what's also missing is that I need to add the option to normal camera positions. But you can use which works as well. You can just use set player camera bounce, and then you specify 2 positions, and it's essentially those positions, like the upper left corner of a rectangle, and then you need to specify the size of the rectangle, and then the camera will roughly stay in this. I added some offset around this to make sure it doesn't end right at the edge, because then you cannot see the whole thing because of how the perspective works, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we might be able to change those paddings too. I mean, maybe I will add an option. Yeah, anyway, so that's something we can use. I'm not even sure why I got the idea to talk about this.
The
Okay,
idea?
why I talked
What?
about this now, I don't know.
Oh, good. Maybe because I talked about the maps, and you remember that
Yeah.
I was asking about that. So what we'll do with this chat is, by the way, you can have like, if maps overlap each other a lot, which can sometimes happen, we can kind of like snap the map in some part of the map, add a camera to in some part of the map, to not show the next overlapping map, so to speak, to give it a little bit more smoother transition. Kind of like, from a feeling here, you can now have L-shaped maps. Looking forward to my L shapes.
Yay. Okay, I will now add a couple graphics here.
That you are walking on. Oh, I died. Well. Healer, use limit break. Let's go.
What is this?
When healers use their limit break, I can res everyone who died. Very useful when you all die.
Did you add Limbus Company music, Hannah? Yeah, he did.
He did, and then he just left.
Yeah. Sorry, I muted myself to not play random music in the middle. Okay. Yeah. That's one of the you're basically winning themes. One of the.
I see.
I couldn't find the other one, sadly, because the sound music finding thing is shit still. Fuck.
You are shit.
Yeah, skill issue, I know.
Yeah.
You know what? Just gonna add
How
randomly
big,
add.
like Rookie Harbor? Rookie Harbor is actually smaller than the first village in tile, in pixel size. It probably feels less big though.
I mean, maps in Terra will be bigger in general, right? In terms
Yeah, they
because
also have stages, so you kind of map
Yeah.
on top of the map. You map certain parts that then need to go away and be swapped with other parts and stuff, which we have a pretty cool system for. Not gonna lie. So we can quickly test that by just switching out some tags and then testing it in game.
Blup.
Ah.
Yui recognizes the music.
Hmm?
See what you did?
Yeah, of course she does. Limbasi. Yeah.
How many hours on horseback from one side of the map to the other? It's not an open world map. There's
Yeah,
still
it's
like
not that.
separations.
We
I think
we actually might add features so you can travel the world faster because it may have ended up a bit too large.
Yeah,
Right?
there's the sprint thingy.
Yeah, it will happen.
I mean, there will be also teleport points, right? So
Felix, Chacha Senri asks if you made a sprite.
No, I did not make a sprite. Why would you think that?
Because also those other editors are by us, I guess. But no.
Oh no
Felix is
no.
using-
I'm
Felix
yeah.
is using a sprite.
I'm just using a sprite. Yeah, it's a good, very good sprite editor available on Steam and Humble and a lot of other places. I think it's very cheap. It's very good. So even I managed to stop using Photoshop for pixel art, and so can you. So.
believe.
Will PT have nice pixel art region maps? I mean, region maps will be more detailed, but it will not be fancy handmade pixel art because nobody got the time for that.
Yeah.
But they will look more pretty compared to Crosscode.
Yeah.
And more
you have,
details,
like,
so you can see
have,
where
like,
you
an
are.
old-
Nobody
I mean, you
got
can
the
show
time
it,
for that.
right? Like it's not something we need to hide, I guess.
Yeah, the region maps will be very good. I can attest to
They
that.
have detail, definitely.
They have very good detail at times.
Who uses Photoshop to do pixel art? I do. I did.
Yes.
For many years. For all of Crosscode development, I use Photoshop. I know.
In fact, we
it's
still
stupid.
use it for UI stuff.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
The aliasing is pretty good.
Yeah, there's things that Photoshop does which are very useful. In particular, the gradient map. And you might want to check out something which is called HD Index Pixel Art. And this is something that just works in Photoshop. So this is hard to do on another program. So maybe there are programs that can do that too. And if there are, I'm actually curious about those because yeah. But I mean that's the cool stuff that you can do in Photoshop, and especially the gradient map was a real life changer almost. Like it had a big impact on how I was working with colors for pixel art, and that's I mean a lot of the areas in Crosscode have been recolored by me using gradient maps until I was satisfied. And I'm already doing this with Terra as well, so. But yeah, for stuff like this here, just doing animations, doing pixel art from scratch, yeah. Photoshop is usually in the way rather than helping, so yeah.
It's also bad.
Yeah, it is. It's really bad. Photoshop sucks, especially for how much they're asking for. I mean. It's too expensive and really not that good. Anyways. Okay, time to do ether bulb.
I will be going now. It's time to head to the bed
Good riddance.
and sleep them sleep of giants.
The sleep of giants.
All right.
Have a nice day, everyone.
You have a nice
Nice
day.
evening.
And a good night.
You have a nice day. Yeah, you're not saying something to that, huh?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond. Ether test, ether charger test. Ah, you have to. Maybe we should do like a thing, Hannah, where we put all the test stuff in the test folder.
I actually did that for something, but not for this one. Wait a second.
Okay.
Go into test real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, prototype. I made a prototype thing, and I just didn't delete
Yeah,
those
but
old files yet.
oh, okay, but still, I mean, even the prototype, I would just put this in test. I mean, you can make a test puzzle folder, because then we have one folder that we know, okay, this should not be in the game, right? It's everything under test should not be in the final game if possible.
Felix, that's okay.
That's
That's that.
okay. Anyway, I will put this in Nick's puzzle actually, haha, because I can.
Okay.
Actually, no, I won't. Where is this? Okay, I will make a new one. Call this Ether. It's fine. It's okay. Ether
question
bulb.
is-
Yeah.
Will I be able to pull for the amazing femcell waifu?
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Okay.
bye.
Stefan just went.
It
It was a good moment to go. To be
Yeah.
honest, can't blame him.
Stefan saw. Stefan has seen everything. It was time to go, or something.
Yeah.
Like. But, oh, speaking of Thomas the Tank Engine, we watched movies at Crossweek.
Oh yeah,
we
did.
Did we actually talk about Crossweek already?
No, we did
Like-
not talk about Crossweek at all. Maybe we should do
Yes.
that.
True.
Yes, we had
Crossweek.
Crossweek last week.
It was a very
I'll tell you
productive Crossweek.
Yes,
Awesome.
2 of our
Wow.
people had COVID,
Even though, even though
Despite COVID, it was actually really
but it was
productive.
it was basically loser COVID. In that only losers got it. I mean, in that it was very
Hey.
weak COVID.
It's just-
It's pretty ironic because the last time we went to the same Airbnb was just before COVID.
COVID.
hit.
Yes.
yeah,
right.
it was waiting there
Like a
for us
month
to
later, I
return.
think.
It missed
Yeah.
us then, but now it got us.
And I still
Yeah,
didn't
and
get it. I still-
Then 3 years later, we went there, and I got it the first time.
Yep.
Mhm. And Teku got it for the 4th time or something because he worked in the hospital. Yeah, but
Oh,
the
Teku.
thing is, you barely. I mean, Teku barely felt it, I think, and yours was also very quickly gone again, right?
I think you had most of the symptoms early on in the beginning.
Hmm. Right. Flora? Is Flora still here? Oh no. COVID got Flora's internet.
Hello. Okay, now I need my ether switches.
By the way, the soundboard
Next
isn't here,
one.
Felix. What's happening?
Soundboard is unfortunately broken, Hannah. Again,
Oh,
like
no.
whenever I played anything, it was just logging in and out again. So yeah,
Did you try to log in and out again?
yeah.
Oh, and I guess I should just play the sound very loudly so you can hear it through my.
No, just don't play it. Thank you. It's okay.
Did you hear it?
I hear remote VTuber sounds.
Yeah,
I'm not happy.
maybe I need to put it a bit louder.
No, you shouldn't. You don't need to. Don't worry, Hen. It's okay.
Okay. It's a very cute sound, and it worked last time. Let's not forget.
Oh, this Gambate internet thing. Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the reason why your internet didn't break down last time. Speaking of, I actually had my internet break down for like over an hour today.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but it was a provider side problem.
Yeah, it's always
After
a
an hour,
provider
it
side
was-
problem. It's
Yeah, I mean sometimes it might be the router because
come on.
I'm not sure how true. it
That's
is,
always
but
what the provider think. It's the router.
Yeah,
obviously.
that's true. Yeah, but you
Blah.
usually can very easily see if it's a router problem or a
Yeah, I
provider
mean,
problem.
I know how to look at my router interface and it tells me, yeah,
Yeah.
internet connection fail.
I mean, the most you can do is like turn your router off, wait a minute, then turn it on again, and if that doesn't work, then it's a provider problem basically.
Yeah, it's, I
Um,
had to try this. It's not helping.
I mean, I did actually hear recently or some weeks ago that internet routers actually don't have that long of a run time, not runtime. How you say?
Lifetime?
Lifetime, yeah.
God damn it.
That routers do start to break down often after like 5 years or something.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, they're
Often
under a lot
quote
of,
unquote.
like, they're doing a lot of stuff in the background, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think the first thing that breaks down is the WLAN, the wireless, because I think that's the one that does the most.
Do you mind the wireless transmitter or what?
Yeah, the transmitters are the first to break down. I would assume at least, right?
Okay.
Or something. Or rather, let's put it this way: either the wireless transmitters break down, or the entire thing breaks down. That nothing works. But it wouldn't break down in a way that you can access the router,
Sorry.
but the internet doesn't work. That's like that's not a router thing usually. Is Flora back?
I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Now you
I
can.
was never gone, so
But we didn't hear you for like.
I didn't say anything.
Black
But
Ika
he asked-
asked her how many people were present in were present in the cross week.
8.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 8 people actually. A lot of. It
Yeah.
was pretty big cross week.
But two of
Excellent.
those 8 people were losers and didn't want to sleep in our crossweek apartment.
Yeah. We were special people. We had our flat like 10 minutes away.
Okay.
But yeah, like 8 people, and that's not even all of Radical Fish games, because
It's not.
Stefan, for instance, wasn't there. Yeah, like a lot of people are simply not in Germany, right?
Yeah,
So
and
we
yeah,
actually-
Tina and Dennis weren't there. I don't
Tina,
get it.
Dennis, Javid wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
even,
right.
Even our new interns.
Well, yeah, well.
Yeah.
I mean, just one of those interns was actually already in Radical Fish games at that point, right? Didn't those other two start after Crossweek?
That's true. That actually sounds-
Got it.
Hmm.
Our writer also wasn't there. Which is very sad.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Yes, but anyway, yeah, COVID was basically a very, very weak COVID. Didn't really do much. And it was gone very quickly again. And
Yeah,
we
we-
did things. Yeah, go on.
BRB? Was it like?
Okay, Airbnb. Okay. Yes, we were in an Airbnb. That's true. In an Airbnb. Airbnb.
Yeah.
And yes, and we did work. We worked on a lot of things that were really interesting, I think.
Mostly graphics, really. Like, I spent almost the whole cross week just working on the dungeon tie set.
Mhm.
Like the first dungeon tie set. I mean, it's a bit of a big deal to get this right, and I was just working on patterns. Doing
And
good
I
patterns
worked-
takes so much
yeah.
time.
Patterns are important.
You worked on turtles.
I worked on 2 enemies. One is basically done, and the other was also mostly done. It's not, the frog. They did some other things. That reminds me. We should check out the other enemy together at some point, if it's actually done, because I'm not entirely sure. It should be mostly done, but I'm not sure if there's still stuff that I need to polish for that. You know the one, right, Felix?
What?
The second enemy. Need to check it out at some point, if there's still stuff that needs to be done about that one.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm currently trying to understand stuff. Filling. What is filling? Okay.
Potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
They're very filling.
That's true. Okay, I got it. Almost.
The right one is the Omega version, right? On what kind of graphics are you working right now, actually? Is it
This is the Ether extender.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. They look like cubic crystals and stuff.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. I think this is better. Nice. Okay, let's plug this in. Where is the Ether extender? The Ether bulb, not the Ether boob.
What? Who would say such a thing?
Who would write this? It's Hurdle turtles. Maybe I can show the turtle enemy.
Oh no!
I didn't show it yet.
Everything.
I know, but didn't want to spoil too much.
And again, it's a pretty nice enemy, I guess. And also, I worked on like projectile life. Projectile is getting destroyed, which is really cool. And now we should do it. We should use it for all projectiles. Every projectile should be destroyable.
No, Henne, stop.
But I still like that we have it. It makes for a really dynamic gameplay. I finally fixed the game. It was boring before, but now you can destroy projectiles and it's fun.
Alright, Henne. Okay. So, Henne! Ether charger with the space. Why?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Why?
I noticed that
Why
yesterday.
do you keep doing this?
I will.
Stop it! Oh my
it.
gosh! You know what? I will not add it. But maybe tomorrow I will add like a check and just throw exceptions and say, Henne, stop adding spaces and entity types. It's forbidden. There's no reason, but it's forbidden.
There's no reason. Literally.
No, there's no reason,
reason,
but it's forbidden. I hate it.
Why do you even? I don't even get why it's such a big problem for you, Felix.
Because spaces are weird. I hate spaces.
Felix.
Yeah.
Please don't look at the push-pullable blocks.
I mean, there's one good reason here for you. Imagine you would put a space in a map name, right? You couldn't use this map name effectively in an expression because space would break it, right?
Yeah, I know. That makes sense.
So there's situations where spaces are just weird. So as a general rule of thumb, no spaces.
Felix, please don't, under no circumstances, look at the push-pullable block entity.
Let me guess.
Please.
There's 2 spaces.
Yes.
No, Henne! Oh my gosh.
That's actually good. Let's see. What
This
else
is
do
too
we have?
much.
This is too much.
This
You know
is
what?
not.
I'm just
This
gonna-
is no space. Safe space. Genau. Space. Safe space.
I will. I will just rename it into PP block as it was always meant to be.
No.
What other entities do we have? EVA extender, EVA charger. We have hidden block as well, Felix.
Wait.
Even the old hidden
Wait.
block too.
Hidden block has space?
Yeah, because I also implemented that way back.
God damn it, Hannah. Oh my god, we do we even use this one?
And also state
Oh my
platform.
god, we use them too. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Felix,
Yeah.
that's no problem. You can easily
String
refactor.
replace. Yeah.
Yes, string replace.
Yeah.
There's also one in state platform, by the way, which was also implemented by me. You never told me before.
Yeah,
Seriously.
this is the first time I noticed somehow. I think it maybe because how do you see it actually in the editor?
I mean, you see it on the top left. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
It's not looking bad or anything. I think it's not.
Just a bit.
I even think it makes it more readable because that's what spaces are for. But,
No.
I mean,
Okay, I don't know.
Felix, in the future, I will always write without any spaces towards you, especially when I'm writing English.
Okay,
No spaces, no camel cases, nothing.
that's great. Then you're harder to read, so I don't have to read your text. So that's an advantage.
Oh no. I'm gonna edit all the Notion texts in Trees by removing all the spaces.
Oh no.
String replacer is scary. I once used it on a config and game is not running anymore. Okay, I
I
mean,
mean,
that
you have to be
shouldn't-
careful with string
Yeah.
replace. You can make a lot of mistakes too, obviously. So, okay, let's restart this map and see how it looks.
It looks bad, Felix. There's not enough spaces.
Wow, I like it.
By the way, I also implemented the
Still a bit too
This-
bluish. I mean, I will change the colors probably.
I
Yeah.
also implemented the PP snapping, Felix. The PPs are now properly snapping to the grid
Great.
in a very subtle way.
Wee, wee.
There's not enough
Ui.
space in your code. Yes.
The distance was too far. Wee. Yeah.
Oh. It's a new day.
Actually, I have an idea. I could just make it another one down here. This bit here. Pixel art in 3D. Yeah. I'm not sure. More narrow, maybe. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is it actually? What is it?
I know, you tell me. Okay.
Okay.
Ping. 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 Ping.
It's a new day, by the way.
Hmm?
It's a new day.
What's a due day? What do you mean?
It's a new day right now.
Huh?
It's a new day by Limbus Company logic.
Oh, great. It's a new game you can annoy me with, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
it totally will. No, there's not much I can effectively annoy you with. Maybe, maybe by sending you cute artworks, but I think that's not very effective. Very low effectiveness.
I'm actually wondering, maybe
Yes?
we don't want to make this chargeable. Like, maybe it's enough if you just hit it once and it's...
So instead of the 3 attacks, you just...
Yeah. I was just
I
wondering...
mean...
Because
I mean,
you have to consider that this game doesn't have fast-throwing projectiles
that is true.
all
That
the
is
time.
true.
So, like, for instance, it's much faster to shoot this one than this one. I would just make the puzzle simpler, right? I mean, you just hit it once.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you can just easily just put it... just
Yeah.
remove the charge.
even though then you added unnecessary, made this feature for no reason. But yeah, that's how it is.
I mean,
sometimes.
it's not that big of a... of a deal.
I'm back, but
Yes?
I'm going. I have a headache and
Oh.
it feels so good.
All right. Okay, then better get some rest and
Yeah,
hope things will be
Yeah,
better
see-
tomorrow.
Mr.
Thank
Stark,
you.
I don't feel so
See you
good.
soon.
Bye
See
bye.
you.
Oh, it's just me and you, Hannah. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
What if player hit it by accident? I mean, you could hit a bomb by accident too, right?
That's true. Yeah, but I don't think it's that big a deal, to be honest. And I just need to lower one variable and it's fine.
I mean, in theory, I could imagine that you need 2 hits. And you can make it in a way that the Chakram actually flies through it. I think right now it might use... what is the charger? Yeah, block type. You should, just as a note, like, usually puzzle elements should not use the block thing, because it makes things like ricochet from them immediately, and sometimes it's nice if I fly through them. So we'll just change this to actor. And then the Chakram will fly to it and back again, and then you hit it 2 times by default and it's activated, so like this, right? Alright, okay, I think the last thing I will do today is creating graphics for a charger, and I think that's enough for today, really. Because,
Felix.
I already
more than
expected I wouldn't be able to do that much. Because pixel art takes time, for me at least. I'm not like Thomas who can create like...
Yeah, I mean, Thomas is like a...
He's so
specialized
fast.
pixel. Yeah, I mean, it's like his main thing, right? So
Yeah.
it's way more routine and stuff. But to come back to this one Crossbeak thing, and Thomas the Tank Engine, we watched a few movies actually together.
Yeah, that's
We watched Bullet Train, which was very, very entertaining and funny.
Yeah.
And then we also watched the second Puss in Boots movie, like the Shrek.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Also, great movie.
Really,
fun.
really nice. Yeah, I was like laughing very hard at that one. I was the humor just was very cool.
And also, it also had like good emotions, Felix, that even you must appreciate.
Yeah, I guess movies need those.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I did like this movie a lot. Like, especially the antagonist was really funny and
Yeah.
like this is
Which
so
antagonist?
like
The actual evil guy antagonist or
the
the
big twist
metaphor?
antagonist. Yeah,
The
yeah.
metaphor
Yeah,
antagonist.
like the actual antagonist, like the cake
Death was
guy.
also, but
Death
Death
was also
great.
Yeah, was also neat. Yeah, definitely.
And not Alloy was also nice.
Not Alloy? Oh, okay, that one, yeah.
The kind of rival, but not really antagonist team.
Yeah, and they used a lot more stylized rendering stuff again, similar to...
Yeah, the action scenes look so good from that.
Yeah. But I'm still not convinced the slower frame rates make better battle scenes. We
need to...
I'm still not on board with that.
I mean, I don't think it's really for the... it's really about having lower frame rates. It's more about having like those stylized pauses and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the rendering was great. The way they shaded stuff, it was like very... I think they emphasized edges and stuff like this. At least I had this impression. I'm not sure.
Oh, the edge. Yes.
Oh, the edge, yeah. I'm not sure. But anyway, something about like the way they did poses and everything was really cool. It was just really well animated and the action was well done.
Yeah, yeah. Also unrelated to anything going on everywhere. Also a reason why Limbus Company action scenes look so good, in my opinion, is that they use like the animations have a lot of impact with how they use pauses, with how they use effects.
Impact frames. Like I mean, impact frames are fine. That's where you have to do things, but the animations towards the impact frame should be fluid, in my opinion, because I think that looks better usually. But yeah,
I should at some point try to search some good videos of like combat gameplay from this game. So because I think like from a purely optical standpoint, you would enjoy looking at that stuff. And they also have like really stylish super moves at times that are really like Valkyrie profile like in how they work and stuff. It's really nice. Horner, yes, Horner was the villain, like the big rich corporate business guy. It
was just refreshing how he was so unapologetically evil. It's just how he was, and he just fully was so getting into it.
That they gave him this short-lived sidekick of Jiminy Cricket. I can find good in everyone. And then, no, not in you.
Not in this one.
And then when he died, what did I do to deserve this?
Oh, then everybody, nobody says this, anything, and then what specifically? Oh man, I was just laughing so hard.
You laughed so hard at that, huh?
Yeah, it was so much. This movie was so good, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a great movie selection this past week.
Yeah, and again, Bullet Train was also a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was also very entertaining.
It was basically part Snatch, part Kill Bill, and all awesome.
I still have to watch Snatch in that case.
Yes, Snatch is a must-watch, I think. It's a really, really interesting movie. Really funny. And also has Brad Pitt in it. So.
Oh, there you go.
But it's even more British than Bullet Train because it's actually in Britain and everyone is a Brit. Almost everyone. There's like one Jew from New York or something. But otherwise it's...
Need Animal Crossing.
Right, it was Animal Crossing. I was thinking, what Smash Bros. Game was this? And then I was like, yeah, right, Animal Crossing. The one I never played. Because I don't play those busy work lame games. I play Gacha instead.
Yeah.
And Valheim and Minecraft. And okay, I haven't really played Minecraft in forever, but you know, you get the joke.
Yeah.
The joke is Henne be very silly, haha. Haha.
Okay.
Alright, well, that was weird. Shoot. Horner was so great. It's such a great design and animation.
Well, that was pretty weird.
Man, this animation is so good. Like this one.
Which one?
The one that I posted. The way his face is animated is amazing.
Yeah. That's insane.
Such a great design.
Oh man.
Yeah. Also something that's really great, Felix. I told you how Limbus Company has like a lot of German in it, and there's like some identities of characters. It's like Großhammer and Mittelhammer and Kleinhammer. It was also gave me a lot of opportunity to brag about my German skills to other people playing it. Like, what is this? What is Großhammer? And then
it's a hammer and it's gross.
It's gross. It's gross.
Gross.
It's a very different thing.
Oh boy!
And then someone said to me, "Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to type this weird S." And then I wanted to say like, "Oh yeah, just write a double S." Then I realized, oh man, no, double S gross is very different in English. It's a very gross hammer.
Yeah.
It's a shame that the boss of the hammers is not a German word. It's instead called, and this is also very funny, the one who grips.
What?
The one who grips.
Okay.
Get it? It's the one who grips the hammers. But it's also a very funny thing because you could say, haha, it grips something. Haha, get it? It's very funny. It's very, well, yeah. Anyway, German is a very funny language, you guys.
Extremely funny. I just noticed that because it's Terra, would make sense that it's symmetrical. Because Terra is all about symmetry.
The one who grips.
Athletics.
It's a great, even better, Felix. One character who has an identity who's called the one who grips has the name Faust.
The one who grips.
It's a Faust. It makes sense, right? The Faust who grips.
Yeah.
No, but Faust. It's like a literary character. Get it? Faust. It is of course an anime waifu.
Of course.
Thinking about it. Well, no, not all Germans are anime waifus. One is an anime soft boy.
What? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. What else did we watch? We didn't actually. We watched no anime actually on Cross Week.
Yeah, that's why we were
we
so productive.
we always planned to watch like Vinland Saga or something, but then we were either productive.
What? I never planned this. I never heard about watching. Okay, maybe I forgot.
I mean, we talked about that, watching Vinland Saga, because it's Vinland Saga, and you like Vinland Saga.
That's true.
Yes, yeah, right. The guy from Guilty Gear is also called Faust. But the Faust is actually... It's actually, again, all the characters in Limbus Company are based on literary characters or authors, and Faust is based on Faust by Johann Wolfgang from Goethe. You might have heard of him. He's a famous German. Or he was. He's dead now. And the other German authors that are referenced, you do know Hermann Hesse, right, Felix?
I think.
I'm pretty sure you've at least heard of him at one time, because Hermann Hesse is one of those authors that every German who went to school has to read some stuff from. Because he's right. That was also the reason why I got in. Why I looked up the term. What was it? What was it again? Not Jugendroman, but what was it again? Bildungsroman.
Bildungsroman. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hermann Hesse is very famous for his Bildungsromane. And let's not forget the famous work Naruto by Masashi Kishimoto, which is officially a Bildungsroman, according to Wikipedia.
This is so weird because Bildung means something very specific, but you would like think it means educational, but it's more like coming of age, right?
Yeah, coming of age. Yeah, it makes sense.
I didn't know this word before. Like to me, it was
me
like
neither.
education shit.
I heard the term before, I think, but I forgot about it. And I was looking up Hermann Hesse because of Limbus Company. See, it teaches things. No, I was
like a real educational game.
Just like FGO. FGO teaches you about legends and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, it could legit do that, because people would be like, "Oh yeah, that's my waifu. I wonder what it's based on," and then they could totally get into history and things. I mean, ideally, this could happen at times.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hermann Hesse. I also looked it up because I remembered him from my school days, because I at least read one Hermann Hesse book in my school days.
I'm not sure. Maybe if you can tell me the books, maybe I would remember, but it's possible.
The book that I read was Unterm Rad.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And that is definitely a Bildungsroman. And I think, wait a second, Unterm Rad. Not to be confused with Unterm Radar.
That like crosscode.
yeah, right. Bildungsroman. Actually, the German doesn't say it. Bildung. Beneath the Wheel, it's called in Germany. And in Germany, in English. And it's also known as the Prodigy. Not to be confused with the rap brand or something. And that is a Bildungsroman, definitely. Though the Bildung is not very successful, because, spoiler, please, if you don't want to be spoiled about this Hermann Hesse novel, I mean, please close your ears for 10 seconds. The main character dies.
No.
That's like, yeah. But I mean, it's really interesting, like that one of the characters is based on like Hermann Hesse, basically, because if you think of like cool, like iconic novel stuff, I mean, Hermann Hesse is very iconic, but you wouldn't think of Hermann Hesse when you think of like characters that when you think of things that you can turn into badass characters in your dark urban fantasy or whatever.
That's kind of true, yeah.
Yeah. But let me just check Hermann Hesse's bibliography. Let me check it real quick. Where is it? Hermann Hesse. I once heard that Hermann Hesse apparently is very famous in Asia, actually.
That would explain things.
Yeah, it would explain things, but I'm not sure if it's true. Someone told me that at some point. Let's see. What did he do? He did Demian, right? Demian is one of the more famous one. It's also the one that's based on, because the character is called Sinclair, and Sinclair is basically the pseudonym Hermann Hesse used for while writing this novel, and also the yes, it's also the name of the main character because it's meant to be how do you say it? Autobiographical? Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay. God, he did so many novels. Franz von Assisi is, I think, pretty famous. Schön ist die Jugend, okay. Steppenwolf, right. That's his most famous one, I think. Der Steppenwolf. But I think you've never... Okay. So maybe you are just not very educated in German literature, Felix.
Yeah. I recently had this talk about with Parisa, you know. She was saying, yeah, you know, Iran has a lot of poetry. It's actually a country in the history renowned for poetry that have a lot of it. And it was like, hey, come on, most countries have poetry. Like Germany also has some poetry, and I thought, okay, what's German poetry? And I couldn't think of anything.
But that's
like,
that's so typically German, Felix.
Yeah.
You know, so many Germans are like, especially those who are like more on the right side of like on the right wing side, being like, oh yeah, our German culture, yada yada. But most of them. And most of all Germans actually know shit all about German literature.
Oh, come on. Don't mix me with right-leaning people.
No, I don't. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that it's more ironic for those kind of people to say that. Being like, oh yeah, our German culture and Germany, Deutschland.
Yeah.
But then they know fuck all about German culture and history.
Yeah. But I'm not even sure. Like, then we were like thinking, okay, which country has the most poetry? It's actually really hard to figure this out.
And it's hard to quantify.
Yeah, I think it's really hard. But it's, I think, then we learned that somehow, not Argentina, not some South American, not Peru, but, god damn it.
Chile?
Chile, yeah. Chile is,
I think Chile has
a whole lot of poetry apparently going on. That's something I learned, but yeah.
I mean, Germany did have a lot of poetry and literature during a certain period. At least a lot of that's actually very iconic in many ways.
Yeah, I still didn't know any of it, so.
I mean, again, in this game, this is like our this is like our gold standard now by which country has the most poetry.
Yeah,
which country has the most characters in Limbus Company.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Germany has 3. It has
when it's an Asian game, the like Germany always has some kind of advantage, I would argue. There.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a Korean game, not a Japanese one. That's.
Did I say Japanese? I think I said Asian.
No, you didn't. But I just want to specify because you usually think of Japanese, but it's a Korean one. The German characters are Faust from Goethe. Sinclair, it's like again. What did I say? Hermann Hesse. And the last one is.
Are there any characters from Persian literature?
I don't think so. But
take that. Ha.
Yeah, that's why it's totally.
Yeah.
And the last one is by Franz Kafka, also very iconic.
Oh yeah. Strictly speaking, we're talking about poetry, not literature.
Yeah, poetry. It's but I think one of the characters who's who's Asian is more about poetry. But I'm not sure. I've only vaguely looked them up. And again, one of them is one of the characters is from American literature, from Moby Dick. So that country is also. And I think one is French. At least one is Russian, I think. Dostoevsky, I think, is this one character. Wait. I think Huld und Sühne, I think, was the... What's it called in English again? Yes, we are extremely... Crime and Punishment, right, Dostoevsky. That's the Russian character.
Yeah, poetry is a form of literature, but yeah.
Yeah, And of course, the one that it was basically impossible to miss. Don Quixote. Don Quixote.
Okay.
Quixote. Yeah. I mean, if you do stuff about literature, you have to take Don Quixote and make him an anime waifu.
Okay.
It's at least a very how you say? How is it word again? When the gender is not very obvious.
Androgyn?
Androgen. Yeah, right.
Androgen.
Don Quixote is not very obviously a girl.
Okay.
So. But again, it's 50-50. So I think that more speaks about not many main characters in literature being female, because I mean, you know, gender dynamics and stuff like that in history. So
Yeah.
kind of makes sense that they mix it up a bit.
Yeah, I understand why.
Yeah. By Cervantes, right? The main villain in the first Soul Calibur game. And also, Odysseus being an anime girl is actually kind of makes sense, because it's a Greek hero, and Greek heroes very often have some arc about being about disguising themselves as a woman at some point. So it checks out. Anyway, more cross-week stuff. We ate some good food.
Oh yeah.
And not just because we go out to eat stuff, like sushi one day, but also we had Teku.
Yes.
And he cooks a lot, and he cooks very well. So we had a lot of great home-cooked food, like lasagna with, I think he also did the noodles himself, right?
I don't know. Did he? Wow.
I think so.
I think it was regular pasta noodles.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I mean, he definitely did the pizza dough himself. But...
Yeah, he did. He had a safe melt pizza with and ramen, which took again a whole day to make, or even more than a day.
This dude, man.
He likes cooking a lot.
And that's why he wasn't able to finish all his tasks, because he was busy cooking.
Well, nobody was able to finish all their tasks because we had way too many.
Mario Kart music. I think, right? Isn't it?
I don't know. I know. Oh, I have a fancy idea. This thing will float again. Ha! Easy.
Oh, damn.
But not rotating this time, just floating.
Get rotated.
Because then it has like this Terra floating thing element again, and they will, it's a floating element. This must be Terra.
Is it the element of surprise?
Yeah.
Did it. Did you know that a new anime season is starting like next week?
Okay.
And you have watched no anime.
No.
Let's see. You have not watched Vinland Saga, you have not watched Nagatoro. You have not watched that other really cute romance anime called Tomo-chan, which actually has a good male protagonist. So Felix, you need to catch up to all of them.
I have to.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Otherwise, you are not cultured anymore. You have to catch up to all of them, and after that, you have to read all Hermann Hesse novels. That's how it works. But just want to talk about the new anime season. There's one anime that we definitely need to watch, Felix, that we should be super hype about. And it's Ranking of Kings, season 3. Felix, season 2
What?
was so good.
Seriously?
Yes.
There's another season?
Yeah, there's another season for that.
Oh boy, I know.
I mean, I will
I
give it a
pass.
shot. I will watch like the first 1 or 2 episodes. Maybe it gets good again after the last season was like a bit.
Yeah, I thought it
bit
felt
rubbish.
very concluded after the end.
Yeah,
Confused.
that's why I'm a bit hopeful because it feels like they would need to like start a somewhat new story. So maybe this time it works out better than last time.
Oh well.
So I
Okay.
will like, yep. And a series that you should definitely, actually, honestly, legit watch. That's Oshi no Ko finally getting the anime start.
Okay, maybe I will just watch the anime then because then I don't need to read the manga.
Even though the manga
It's
takes
good.
less time, but whatever, Felix, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it looks like a really good adaptation. So I'm
Mm.
really interested in how it works, how this works out, and how I'm especially interested in looking how how people will react to the first episode, or like to the premise of that series, because you know you have read the first chapter, right? And it has a very special premise at the very start that sounds really bad on paper. So I will see how that will work.
Hmm.
There's too many anime. What else? Yes, I have made out basically like 5 or 6 animes that I want to watch next season because it's such a good season.
Hmm.
So that's also
Yeah.
including Vinland Saga. I mean, Vinland Saga is going on. Gundam gets a new season. The Konosuba spin-off is coming, which is also something you could watch, Felix, I guess, because you liked Konosuba back then.
I did.
Hell's Paradise is pretty good. Do you remember Ancient Magus Bride?
Agent Magus.
It's the one with the red hair girl that
Economy.
what?
No, there was something else.
Not Economy. That's I think you watched like a few episodes of that. That's the one with the red-haired girl that was taken in by the skull being because she was like some special magic person. It was a really very atmospheric.
Oh yeah, I think I didn't like that one too much.
Okay,
I
you didn't like
remember.
it because you
Yeah,
had.
I was.
Yeah, I get it.
I was kind of like something. I don't know. I don't know
had a
exactly
very-
what it was. I think it just was
The
very interesting.
pacing was a bit slow, maybe.
Yeah, I think that probably was the issue. Like I was too impatient for this anime.
Yeah, I get that actually. I mean, I liked it a lot. It had the red-haired girl that was very cute,
Okay.
and it was very atmospheric and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the character things.
It was
Stuff.
British.
It was very British. Well, it was not super British. It was just
Yeah.
it was in Britain, and they were very authentic with how Britain looked in the nicer looking places.
Yeah.
But kind of like how this one Fate spin-off did it. The Fate detective spin-off. What was it again? Lord El Malloy, the second case files, right? What else? Yeah, Hell's Paradise is pretty nice. I read the manga of that. And that's about it. That's like 6 series. Plus maybe Ranking of Kings. Again, I will check out the first 2 episodes or something. I will see. I got a question by Bill Fork 34. Those purple thingies, those purple diamond thingies look kinda like those. Looks like a drill but reversed. We are fighting against the anti-spiral from Gurren Lagann in Project Terra confirmed. Yes, we got it. We must now eliminate you because you
Yeah, you
guessed
spoiled
the-
everything. That's not allowed. So yeah. Sorry, you have to kick you.
Wait, there's a new
Um,
Made in Abyss season? Or was it last season? And still
I
need to
feel
catch up on that.
there's actually a lot of new Made in Abyss stuff that I just ignored, like all the movies and everything.
Yeah, the movie. There's this one movie that we still need to watch, and then there's another season, I think. And maybe there's another season, this one, I don't know. I'm very out of the loop with Made in Abyss.
We out of touch. You out
Yeah,
of
of
touch.
touch.
Da, 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 da. That was a stupid meme.
Yeah, I just want to ask, where did we hear that recently?
That was in this Lucky Star meme. Did you see this? Where they just played the Lucky Star opening and they were just singing, yeah, you're out of touch. And so I don't know. That was like,
Yeah,
that
but
was
I think
going
I
on
also,
for some time.
I think I also saw it in some VTuber meme now that you think about
Yeah,
it.
okay.
No, I think so, but out of touch, Hololive. Where did I see this? Or was it?
Oh, was
Maybe
it?
not. Maybe it was actually something different. No. Yes, someone did it for this one Chainsaw Man ending.
That could be.
It was the one that had, the one that had power dancing. They put it over it. Did I actually see that one? Maybe maybe I mixed it up. What is it's a really earworm inducing song. So yeah. Huh. Maybe it was not a VTuber meme for once. Ah. This? Oops. Oh, hi Soul Vampire. For the first message. We are doing very well. We are doing well.
Oh yeah, right there.
Hasn't Made in Abyss about caught up to the manga? Maybe. I've never followed the manga. How far have you got with your game? Well, it's not finished yet. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And it will still take many years. Well, not many, but a few years it will still take, definitely.
Yeah. Look how long it takes me to do this crystal.
Touch. Way too visit of a song. Can't get it out of my head.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe I need to listen to some other terribly catchy songs next.
Oh no.
So they can fight each other in my brain and then they kill each other. It's 3D or is isometric? It is actually 3D with 2D visuals.
Here, it's
But it has an isometric perspective still.
Here, see it.
Yes.
This is what we're doing. Bing. Those are all placeholders.
Have you watched Promare? No, I haven't. Didn't really interest me from visuals and stuff. It's good music. It's the opening of Limbus Company.
Sounds very weep.
It is very weep. It is, but it's actually this is so funny. The singer is a Canadian Chinese woman, doing what was it again? There was like this joke. It's a Canadian Chinese woman making anime style music for a Korean company. It's very nice.
Yagamus says this looks to be really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got
hope
some sudden first time viewers.
Yes.
I need to show more game and people will join, I think. So
play.
emotion. They said emotion.
Emotion, yeah, that's true.
I don't like the song.
It's sometimes really funny how you can mishear some of their lyrics. But I mean that's true for basically all songs. So.
Okay.
That's also actually a pretty nice theme. I
Okay.
mean, which one it was? You know, I'm just kind of curious about something. What happens when I search for ASMR?
Oh no, I know.
Okay, I just find ASMR. Okay, I'm not gonna click any of that shit.
Yeah, please don't.
Especially since it's like this very just I still hate that you can't like listen to a preview when you want to add something to the playlist. But well.
Okay, I will just combine this after all. Never mind, man. I should stop trying to save graphics like crazy. It's actually unnecessary. I think I will probably create like a mesh shape that exactly fits this thing. Because it's actually easy to do, and it looks a bit weird prospectively because it's not doing exactly the right thing. Sometime. Question, is this sprite project and meshes to give the illusion of depth? Yeah, I mean, it is proper 3D. It's just that we optimize all the things to be just viewed from one direction. So that's why if I rotate around in the editor here, let me see, show you, we actually see, okay, it doesn't look great from the back because you never see that. But otherwise it is just regular 3D meshes, just using pixel art textures, and which are always projected in a way that we try to avoid distortion. So yeah. Also, no, we did not use GPT-4 to help us coding yet, so at least as far as I know. I'm also not very much sold on the idea still. I'm too old and how do you say? I'm too conservative for GPT. It's the new stuff. I don't use the new stuff. Ugh. I mean, the thing is, when I code, I don't even look up stuff on the internet and how to do things. I'm just thinking about it and doing them. That's how
Wow.
So I have been working all my life. So I'm not interested in GPT because I actually like thinking about problems on my own. Even
Damn, Felix, that's a flex.
yeah. So here we go. Okay. Yeah, the thing about GPT is it's really trained for giving believable answers, not correct answers. I actually noticed this on several occasions, that it just very confidently tends to write you stuff that might just be bullshit. And then you have to go the extra mile to actually check if that the thing it said is actually correct, because there's no guarantee. Yeah, and that might just happen with coding as well. I'm not sure. I never tried it, to be honest. So.
I mean, it's meant to save work by giving you like a certain thing that might be 50% correct, and then you do the rest yourself, right? Isn't that the
yeah,
kind of-
pretty much. As an IT guy, I enjoy competing against people in the first place, attackers versus defenders, so I gave it a shot. Alright, I'm a different kind of IT guy, I guess. I just like to write my software. Where was I? That is the ether bulb charger. Actually, which animations did you use for the charger? 0, 1, 2, 3 discharge. Alright. I'll just call them one discharge and the other one I'll just keep default, I guess. Let's see what happens. I do look things up. I mean, I never look things up, but if I'm working on the thing is, there's stuff you can look up, but you cannot look up how do I implement a physics engine in a game. You will be hard pressed to look this up. I mean, what you're gonna do is you have to download other engines and you have to read and understand them. And I actually never looked at any physics engine of any other game. I never did that. No, I just thought about like the problem of you have boxes that collide and you want to make sure they don't go through each other, and just thinking about the issue I came up with my own physics engine pretty much. So that's just how I work. I mean, like Flora, for instance, she's very good at looking up algorithms and learning about them, and she can do really impressive stuff with that, and I couldn't work that way, so I just worked differently in the end. So just which might be limiting at times, but the big advantage of that is I usually have a very good grasp about my code, because it's never something that I copied from somewhere. It's always something I thought about myself. So I have this thing. There's this joke about programmers being confused that stuff works, and I personally don't. I never have this. So like I always understand why stuff works and why it. Well, I mean, if it doesn't work, it's about trying to figure out why it doesn't work, and I'm not satisfied until I figure out why it doesn't work. I never had the situation where I guess it works, I have no idea why it works. I'm never satisfied with the state like that, so I always have to understand the code that I'm writing. Okay, so now this is not working. God damn it, what's happening? What did I do?
Oh no, you angered the gods of coding with your blasphemous.
Yeah, with my blasphemous bragging. Oh yeah, because I made the reference wrong. Thank you, I guess. I mean, I'm just talking stuff, right? I mean, I could just talk bullshit, and but yeah. For example, like, what is the size XY limit for crosscode face sprites? I don't really think there is a limit. No, there shouldn't be. Because you can configure the size, I think, of most of the parts. Yeah, because we do have some portraits which are a lot larger than others. I mean, I'm not saying I do know all of my code by heart, but it's usually not difficult for me to get back into it. And then again, okay, I mean, okay, when I was porting the physics engine from Crosscode to Terra, I did I did encounter a few things where I really didn't fully remember why I did this. So yeah, I do have these moments too now that I think about it. But yeah, if I'm looking through very old code, that might happen. One question, why TypeScript? Is it because more comfortable to use it?
Compared to JavaScript?
See, they know answer. AI will not know this after year. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, so TypeScript is, I mean, if you work, like back then we used JavaScript for crosscode. So we always work with the web stack. We're doing weird stuff in that we are doing games with HTML5, and that's the technology we've chosen. It's hard to get away from this now, since we released a whole game with that. For Projectile, we decided to move to TypeScript mostly because we wanted to have more consistent types in our code. Like in JavaScript, you can do whatever. You can just assign any kind of thing to any variable. And this tends to be hard to optimize because other languages can't do that easily. So you have to use very abstract types, which have a lot of checks, which are slow. And JavaScript has this magic thing of optimizing this on the run, but this is not always an option on all the platforms that the game should run on, especially consoles. So yeah, like for crosscode, the code base was converted to another language. And this was tricky because we used JavaScript and we didn't use the types 100% consistently. And then there were a lot of weird bugs, and it took a long time to actually port again to consoles. And that's mostly why we switched to TypeScript. So we make our code base easier to convert to another language, to use our types more consistently. But as a side effect, we also noticed that TypeScript is actually really awesome, and it's actually a lot easier to work with the code base because of it, and it really feels like was like overall a good decision to get away from vanilla JavaScript. Because I mean, I moved to JavaScript because I was really annoyed by strongly typed languages back in the day. It was maybe, I think, 10-15 years ago. Back then, I had experience with Java, which was horrible. I did have experience with C++, which back then didn't have autotypes and all the convenient features that were added later. And yeah, so that was really a pain to work with that. And JavaScript was so nice because you could just write stuff and you don't have to care about all those details about typing all those types over and over again, and it just worked and was surprisingly fast, and that's why I got into it. With TypeScript, I noticed that modern languages are not like this, even though they do they're more strongly typed, they do have type inference, and all these kind of things, and it makes it a lot nicer to work with them. So that's why TypeScript is really cool. Consoles forbid just-in-time. How can GSTS run on consoles? I find this a weird choice, to be honest. They can't run on consoles. You still need to port the game. But porting from a TypeScript code base is more feasible compared to a JavaScript code base. Yeah, there is no value types. But apparently this is not a big issue these days. I mean, that's the guy who ported crosscode argued, so it's actually not that important to distinguish between double and int, as some people might think these days. So, what happens if you get stuck on a tough problem or bug? Do you wait to figure it out? Or do you ever give up and look for help on the internet? I mean, it depends on the kind of bug. Like most of the bugs that I encounter, like, let me say it like this. We kind of have the luxury here that we are working with a very small basic technology stack. Essentially, we are just using web technology to render stuff. We use web audio, we use Canvas 2D for crosscode, we use now WebGL for our project Terra. And so most bugs that we encounter are not because of the APIs that we are using that we may not understand correct. This also happens, and then obviously I have to look it up on the internet. But no, most of the issues we get are because of our own code base, because something we have written in our system. You cannot Google those questions. You cannot ask ChatGPT about this, because ChatGPT doesn't know our code base, unless maybe it does. That would be weird. But yeah, the thing is, like, I cannot ask somebody why this figure wasn't loading, because the first thing would ask, what's a figure? Because this figure is like a concept we have created in our engine that nobody else uses because it's a custom-made engine. So that's just, we are kind of like stuck on our own. So yeah, we cannot look this up. We have
why
to.
Is this wipe? Why is this wipe behaving?
What is wipe? Why is everything a wipe in this code? I don't get it. No, like we need to understand our own code. And I don't know, like when I have a bug, I always try to narrow it down first. I mean, there's this like first things you can tackle. First of all, see if it happened before, if maybe some of your recent changes caused this bug. Is like this there was a name for this, delta testing. Like if it's really critical, sometimes just go back in our Git history and check, if I go back to this state, does it still happen? That is something. And then at the end, you just need to set breakpoints, a lot of console logs, analyze the shit out of everything related to it, and figure out the problem. That's the only thing you can do, really. I did had some really freaking weird bugs with crosscode, and eventually I always managed to find them. Like the most important. The most important. 5 years later. Yeah, there was a stupid music bug. Oh my gosh, this one actually was fixed with one of the last updates before we stopped working on the game. I still can't believe it took me that long to fix this one. Because like the biggest issue with bugs is if it's reproducible. So if it happens all the time, that makes it fixable. Because if it happens all the time, you can test things, you can analyze everything until you find the issue. But if it only happens sometimes, that is a pain in the ass. That is the worst thing you can have. Like, the more rare it is, the more annoying, really, because then you don't even know how to tackle the problem, because if you can't test it, you can't just guess. You can't just think of potential reasons. And even if you fix it, you may not even know if it's fixed, because it only happens rarely, right? So you have to test for a long time, and sometimes it doesn't happen anymore, and then you're happy. But you can never be 100% sure, right? So those are the most annoying bugs. Why your code has names with spaces? Oh no, yeah. Why do we have that, Hannah?
What? What code? Oh, you mean that's not code though. That's names. It's in a string.
Yeah. It's just key values.
Strings and strings can have spaces, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I get the feeling for some reason a bunch of programmers suddenly joined our streams now, asking the hard programming questions now. I don't know what happened there, but
it's a really hard one.
That's tricky. Like, why the hell would you use web technologies? Yeah, that's.
What's your problem, you noob?
Why would you do this? I mean, honestly, because it worked. That's the only answer, really. Because we like working with it, and because in the end it worked, right? So. There's no other argument, really. Okay.
Oh, it's already 11.
Yeah, it's 11. I think we can actually conclude the stream.
We could.
We are using namespaces. We actually not. Yeah, that's why you
Oh,
cannot
right.
use
Yeah.
spaces and names, because then it will be namespaces. I know.
Great.
Okay, so we got some somewhat better graphics here. That's good. Need to tweak the effects next and some other things. But yeah, we're getting there. Wasn't the least productive stream, I would argue. Nice. Thanks everybody for watching, I guess. I mean, let's we should wrap up the stream. And so unfortunately we don't have our Seinfeld theme.
Wait a second, maybe we do.
By the way, one thing I wanted to mention, Hannah, just so you know, right?
No?
When you create entities, maybe
Yes.
don't always add the draw box thing, right?
Yeah, right. I have removed it in a few entities already.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. I did.
Because
I thought for those it was rather useful with the test graphics because it was so.
yeah,
small,
I mean,
but
if there's a
definitely-
figure, don't use them, really.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
I mean,
it makes
the
sense.
figure is
Makes
there
sense.
for... If they don't have anything to see, then yeah, but otherwise...
Felix, stop dressing me down in front of the entire crowd. But yeah, it makes sense. Just remove
Another programming question. How far down did you go when developing CC Terra? Did you make your own engine from scratch or use some existing frameworks? We did use Impact.js. Impact.js is a JavaScript engine. HTML5/JavaScript game engine. Back then, you had to pay something to get access to it, and I did pay it, so it was... Yeah. But then eventually it went open source. And what happened is that I took this engine, I read it, like the source code, because it was really compact, really cleanly written, like it didn't have really a lot of features, it was really very minimal, and you had to code to work with it, right? And I was reading like the source code, and I got like a good idea about how a game engine like this is programmed. And then I started changing things, like I rewrote the physics, because Impact originally only had 2 entity coordinates, x and y, but Crosscode needed 3 entity coordinates, x, y, and z, because I wanted to have a top-down game with dev, right? And because of that change, I also eventually had to change the rendering, because sorting the order in which sprites are rendered in Crosscode is pretty complicated at times, so I needed some other code for that as well, so that was also replaced. And this went on until I would always say about 98% or 99% of the code is just it's just rewritten essentially. There's still a few things in our code base left from Impact.js, like the class system, and even resource loading wasn't really done this way. I also had to write my own system for this, because I didn't want to load all the maps at the start of the game. I wanted to have JSON assets. Yeah, Impact.js didn't have JSON assets for maps. It was just...
It did not? Wow,
no, it
interesting.
didn't. Just when you start the game, it loads all the maps, at least by default. So the whole JSON, Ajax, loading, everything, I had to do on my own.
Interesting.
This was the best Project Terra stream I've seen all day. Wow.
Man.
How many did you see? Was the only one?
It might even be the best Project Terra stream we've done in weeks, Felix.
Yes, in weeks. 3 weeks in particular.
Oh, wow. Very on point.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do I need to play the Seinfeld theme?
Yeah, you do that.
Well, I can't. Because when I search for Seinfeld theme, I find like 4 things that might not be the Seinfeld theme, and the 5th thing that's just Seinfeld, in small letters, and I don't want to play that because I don't know what it will be. So I could just play the Seinfeld theme on my own.
DJ Seinfeld, you play DJ Seinfeld, you.
No, I don't.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
want-
Okay.
I mean, I'm not taking the gamble to play any
What
of
if
those.
Seinfeld theme song still on TV today? Das klingt doch gut. Let's take this.
Okay, I'm just gonna play it. Okay, do I need to skip now? Wait, is it skip?
Fredboat cutting edge is thinking. Okay, I regret this immediately.
Okay, let's
Yes, this is
goodbye,
immediately
everyone.
the worst Projectile stream. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry for this, but that's how we're gonna end the stream. So, thanks everybody for watching. Was
Thank
a
you.
nice time with horrible music at the end, but yeah. Thanks, Henne, for sticking around until the end. Thanks for everybody else who joined before. And hope to see you again for the next stream, which will be again in 2, 3, 4 months.
5, 7,
We will see.
Okay. Maybe we
and,
will also finally release another blog post.
Yes. Maybe this week. This next week. Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye everyone. Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice
Where's that?
evening.
Well, that sounded like Seinfeld at least.